Larry King, and they don't come any better than Neil Rogers.
Live in concert. Live in concert. It's Al Gore with Bachman Turner Overdrive. Al Gore and BTO.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Al Gore and Bachman Turner Overdrive with backup singer Larry King.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Live in concert. Get a chance tickets now.
I say to you tonight, and hear me well, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm really proud and happy to be here with you. It's great to be back in Harlem. We shot basketball together one of the last times I was here. Howard Dean and I are traveling from here to Iowa, and I'm going to make a more extensive speech at Cedar Rapids a little bit later today, but I said when I announced last year that I was not going to be a candidate for president myself, that I would endorse one of the candidates who is running. And I had no idea at that time which candidate that would be. But I have watched this campaign, and I have listened to all of the candidates. I think it's a great field. There are a lot of great Democratic candidates out there. But what I'm about to say doesn't come as a secret or as a surprise to anybody within the sound of my voice. And that is that Howard Dean really is the only candidate who has been able to inspire at the grassroots level all over this country the kind of passion and enthusiasm for democracy and change and transformation of America that we need in this country. We need to remake the Democratic Party. We need to remake America. We need to take it back on behalf of the people of this country. So I'm very proud and honored to endorse Howard Dean to be the next president of the United States of America.
All right.
Democracy is a team sport. And I want to do everything I can to convince anybody that is interested in my judgment about who among these candidates has the best chance to win and the best chance to lead our country in the right direction. I want to do everything I can to convince you to get behind Howard Dean, and let's make this a successful campaign as a group. It is about all of us, and all of us need to get behind the strongest candidate. Now, I respect the prerogative of the voters and the caucuses and in the primaries, and I'm just one person. But I'm offering my judgment, and I'm also going to say one other thing here. Years ago, former President Ronald Reagan said in the Republican Party that there ought to be an 11th commandment: speak no ill of another Republican. Well, now, we're Democrats, and we may not find that kind of commandment as accessible. But to the extent that we can recognize the stakes in America today, I would urge all of the other candidates and campaigns to keep their eyes on the prize. Here we are in Harlem. We need to keep our eyes on the prize. This nation cannot afford to have 4 more years of a Bush-Cheney administration. We can't afford to be divided among ourselves to the point that we lose sight of how important it is for America. What is going on in this Bush White House today is bad for our country. And it's slowly beginning to sink in to more and more people out there. And we don't have the luxury of fighting among ourselves to the point where we seriously damage our ability to win on behalf of the American people this time around. Now, one other thing. I've spent a long time thinking about national security and national defense. And I've heard a lot of folks who, in my opinion, made a judgment about the Iraq war that was just plain wrong, saying that Howard Dean's decision to oppose the Iraq war calls his judgment on foreign policy into question. Well, excuse me, he was the only major candidate who made the correct judgment about the Iraq war. And he had the insight and the courage to say and do the right thing. And that's important, because those judgments, that basic common sense, is what you want in a president. Our country has been weakened in our ability to fight the war against terror because of the catastrophic mistake that the Bush administration made in taking us into war in Iraq. It was Osama bin Laden that attacked us, not Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein is a bad guy, and he's better off not in power. We're all better off. But it was a mistake to get us into a quagmire over there. So don't tell me that because Howard Dean was the only major candidate who was right about that war, that somehow calls his judgment into question on foreign policy. So whether it is inspiring enthusiasm at the grassroots and promising to remake the Democratic Party as a force for justice and progress and good in America, whether it is a domestic agenda that gets our nation back on track, or whether it is protecting us against terrorists and strengthening our nation in the world, I have come to the conclusion that in a field of great candidates, one candidate clearly now stands out. And so I'm asking all of you to join in this grassroots movement to elect Howard Dean President of the United States. Thank you.
You go, boy. There you go. Where was that Al Gore 4 years ago, huh?
Yeah, I know.
He made two great speeches since then, and you wonder, why didn't he speak like that 4 years ago? Although I like the way Dean introduced him. He said, as the elected President of the United States, which was correct. That's correct.
Yes, it is.
And these fascists stole it right in broad daylight, right in front of your eyes, right there in Florida. And when I say right in front of your eyes, I'm thinking of that one big eye, the judge that was holding that ballot up at
right.
Hanging Chad in Palm Beach.
Google Eye.
Google Eyes, yeah. In fact, you can do a Google search on Google Eyes. So Al Gore endorses Howard Dean, and we're pretty pleased about that. We're pleased as punch on this show about that, because Howard Dean the man. I just hope, hey, Howard, don't be another Michael Dukakis, please.
Oh, God.
Now, I got to admit, as much as I like Howard Dean, I think he's terrific, but sometimes he has looks on his face that just, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
You'd have to try to be a Dukakis, though.
Would you?
Yeah,
You'd
really
have to
hard.
shrink a couple inches. He's kind of a short guy anyway.
You'd have to get a slack jaw.
Because, well, there was one thing about Dukakis that bothered everybody right off the bat.
Oh, he's a little guy, kind of funny looking.
Yeah. Came up to your kneecap. Anyway, Terry Lester died, thanks to one of our chronic faxers for faxing this in, as I have no idea who that is. Actor best known for his roles in soap operas, The Young and the Restless, The Young and the Horny. He was the original Jack Abbott, not this crying Jack that's on there now. Santa Barbara as Mason Capwell, and As the World Turns, As Your Worm Turns, Royce Keller appeared in primetime TV shows like Star Trek Voyager, Jag, Fag, Dallas, and Diagnosis Murder. Died last week, December 1st, at age 53. Okay?
Okay.
Cause of death, TBA. Let's see, how that poll come out yesterday. Not too many real religionists in this crowd of ours. Thank the Lord for that.
Oh, God.
Excellent. Pleased as punch to see that, too. A lot of punching going on. 1,146 votes. How often do you attend religious services? Never. 649, 56.6%.
All right.
You go, boys and girls. Rarely 308, 26.8%. You add those two numbers together, you got 83.4%. rarely or never go to a shul, to church, to the mosque. They might wear a mosque every now and then, like to the mosque ball.
A Goss mosque.
Only on major holidays, 90, 7.8%. You add that up, we're well over 90%. And that leaves fairly often 55, 4.7%, probably through a lot of heavy pressure and brainwashing from their families. And very often religiously, 44, 3.8%, almost definitely as a result of the above mentioned. So that's, you take the last two, fairly often and very often religiously, you got 8.5%, which means 91.5% ain't going at all, or like just about maybe once in a blue moon. Speaking of blue moon, how's the Marcells doing? But a big day today. Let me give you a hint. Yep.
Right.
60th birthday. Oh, and guess who else's birthday? Let's do for both, okay?
Okay.
Big birthday today for Shelley Bloom and for Jim Morrison. The difference being Shelley's still alive. Jim Morrison would be 60 today. We got that story a little later on. Ray Manzarek, who's a real asshole, was talking about it. You see him on there?
Yeah. Then I changed it really quickly.
The pseudo-intellectual Ray Manzarek. Well, I wish we still had that tape, No, actually, I'm glad we don't, because we'd play it. Just the sound of Ray Manzarek's voice. I mean, a real pseudo. In fact, if you look up pseudo-intellectual dictionary, Ray Manzarek's picture, no wonder Jim Morrison killed himself. Most people don't realize that. He just drank himself to death. Kind of like Ozzy. Ozzy had a little bit of a problem. We got all kinds of heavy-duty stuff today. Here's the first poll, and we'll take some suggestions along the way. We've done these recently, but it is the holidays, and, if you expect me to come. Now, what are all those calls on there? WQAM.
We'll take some suggestions. You want to talk to Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hiya, Pally.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was excellent, wasn't it?
Loved it.
That sounded almost, wait a minute, listen. That was so close to the original.
Hiya, Pally.
No, he must have been playing off a tape. You think he could have done that good of a job?
Sure, no. There's
That
talent
was
out
him.
there.
Hiya, Pally.
That was the unctuous fat boy. I'm almost sure. Anyway, we'll get to a lot more great calls like that momentarily. In first poll today, in what city in the world do you find the best-looking people? Prague, Miami, Toronto, Boston, or any other cities you want to add on there? Those are the ones on my short list. Any arguments with any of those? Well, I put Miami on there just because some people who never left town will say that.
Just 'cause.
Yeah. 1013 at 560 WQAM.
After years of failed attempted mergers with cable news channels, Disney-owned ABC has decided to launch their own 24-hour news channel. Here's what it may sound like.
Good evening. This is M. Mouse, reporting from Orlando. Our top story this evening, 9 people were injured when they fell off the... Whoop! Better give me something else. In other news, 4,000 people experienced explosive diarrhea and vomiting while disembarking the... Whoop! Better go over to sports. Here's Goofy.
Gosh, Wick, I've got nothing. Back to you.
Okay, then. Good job there, Rain Man. Let's check the national weather picture. Standing by in the ABC Weather Center. Here is Uncle Remus.
Back together, boss.
Do the weather. Do the weather.
How was your vacation, boss?
I don't want to do any weather dumb banter. Give me the forecast.
In Orlando.
I'm sorry. We don't have time. We interrupt this weather report to take you live to Iraq. And special correspondent Donald Duck. Donald, can you hear me? I can't understand you, Donald. I think we're having some problems with the satellite. Can you be more clear? I'm not getting it, Donald. No, still don't have you. What the duck is going on, Remus?
I can't understand a word he's saying. Anyway, you want more weather, boss?
Go ahead, hurry up.
There's a storm coming in Orlando. It looks like the weekend am shot.
The weekend am shot?
That's what I said, boss.
We'll have more news after this.
All right.
Oh, man. Took a long time for them to come up with another one of those, but it was worth waiting for. Wasn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I loved it.
The weekend am shot. 1019 at 560 WQM. Okay, let's get some more cities for this list. Where you find the best-looking people in the world. And, of course, a lot of you that never been more than 10 blocks from Sweetwater. What are you going to know, huh? We should have probably put Sweetwater on there, probably get a whole bunch of votes, but we won't.
I just told Eric to add Spokane.
Spokane?
Washington. Sure.
Never been in Spokane. Never been in the Great Northwest.
Beautiful, clean city, beautiful park in the middle of it, and hot babes everywhere.
We should also probably put Cologne, Germany on there, but nobody in this crowd's ever been there. Wow. Woo, man. That'll just make you just weak at the knees when you see them people in Cologne, Germany. You'll be running around going like that over and over again. Wow. Can that be felt? Cologne, Germany, Cologene. You got it? Actually, they spell it Koln, but we're not going to do no Choiman. We have plenty enough time for that. Cologene. Got it?
That's
Germany.
The way you spell
Cologne, Germany.
Got it.
Anyway, let's, and of course the bear, I told you the bear factory is right outside the city. Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
They have Vez.
You will enjoy popping a couple of them every day. WQAM.
Too bad you weren't broadcasting from that theater.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, I just heard you talking about religion. I got to tell you something really quick. I have a very close family. I'm not a very religious person at all, but certain members of my family have become very religious. And it's amazing what religion will do to a family that was close. But we're still very close, but the arguments that happen are incredible. I try to stay away from these conversations, and I can't get out of them every time I talk with them.
Religion breeds hate. Religion breeds hate.
Oh, yeah, it's the topic
because
of
you don't
discussion.
understand. You must believe, whoever you're talking to, you must believe their fairy tales, otherwise you just, you're not going to get saved.
And I mean, I listen to a lot of things you say, and I know you joke around a lot, but I mean, a lot of them are so true, and I bring it up, and you can't imagine what happens to me when I say the things that you say, but I truly believe you. I don't know what to believe in.
Yeah.
That's my attitude. I don't know what to believe in, but I'm not going to.
What does that mean? You don't know what to believe in? Why do you have to believe in anything?
That's true. But I mean, the way they are about it, I mean, they're so. I mean, they'll sit me down and talk to me for like a half an hour to an hour, and I just don't. I mean, they started talking about Noah's Ark the other day, and I'm sorry, I almost laughed.
Any adult, anybody over the age of 8 who would believe those fairy tales, Noah's Ark and all the animals, two of all the animals. I mean, believe a story like that has to be some kind of a moron. They need psychiatric help. They're simpletons.
God came down and told Noah.
No, forget about that. Forget about that part of it is that he was the one guy who was going to build this gigantic craft and then capture all them animals. Forget about that. But and plus he was a drunk to top it all off. But but just keep in mind that here is a guy who, God rather, who killed everything else. In other words, everything else that couldn't get on the ark, they all died, even the animals. I mean, all we needed was a male and a female of all the other species, which sounds pretty specious to me, and that was it. All the other animals died because I guess they were evil too, or maybe just God didn't really give a crap about them.
Well, it sounds like God likes what Noah was drinking, so I'll have what he was having.
Evidently. Tell them to get lost, man. Tell them that they're full of it. And have a great day.
Thanks.
DNH, do no harm, that's all. All these idiots, these peddlers of bullcrap, man, because they want to control your mind. They want to control everything you do. Oh, and the Bible says this. And by the way, 1 dead, 14 injured in that theater, Uptown Theater the other day, that asshole was talking about.
Yeah.
I wasn't in there. Too bad. You lose. I'm still here, and I'll be here for a long time. 3 more excruciating years, every damn day, except for those 30 weeks vacation I get every year. How many?
About 30, man.
That's right. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Miami, 16 votes for the most beautiful people in the world. Right. They must be talking about Cemetery Village. Maybe they're into old folks. WQAM.
Hey, let me talk to Neil, please.
Speaking.
Hey, Neil. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, Neil, did you hear that Michael Jackson?
Oh, God. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Hey, I'd like to add Salt Lake City to you.
Salt Lake City, Utah. Well, I bet it's real pristine and pretty.
The women there are just the most beautiful women you've ever seen.
And you can take probably 20 or 30 of them and make them your wife.
No, they're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, it probably won't get too many votes because not too many people have been there, but fantastic.
You have to be a Mormon to believe that.
Fantastic place.
Okay, thanks, Pally.
Take care.
I'm not marking that on my list of places to see and do, though.
No.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Reeks.
Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
Orange Snatch been there.
The city is very clean. The Mormons are good-looking people, in case you hadn't noticed.
Yes, I have noticed. The ones on the bicycles with the white shirts and the nice black ties. Very neat.
And
although I think if you wear that magic underwear too long, it get a little gamey.
That festering brine pit really smells.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, the people are pretty to look at, okay? So get real out on the outskirts of town up on a hill somewhere and just get some binoculars. Miami 16, Toronto 5, Prague 5, Boston 1, Cologne has got one already, and Spokane just went on there. What are we adding now? Salt Lake City. We'll have a list. We better get that list going pretty soon because we got to do the other one later. Well, we don't have to, but we will. Or maybe not.
We should.
We should what?
Do the other one.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
See, always hold something back. There's a little lesson for you. If something looks like it might, because it's going to take a long time to build this one, man. We got to get a whole bunch of names on there. It doesn't have the scientific value that our poll usually has, you know, because this is very important crap. It kills some very valuable time. Bimbos portray Bush as a bozo. Oh! Got that story coming up after the break. Should I give you a little tease?
Could you?
A group of women in southeastern Michigan say they'll use pictures of scantily clad babes in an effort to smash George W. Bush's re-election hopes. More to come momentarily. More to come.
Squirt.
After the break. Yeah, we got a lot of good, pile of good stuff here today.
Good.
Mad Dog at 2, the Humper at 4. Now, the Humper said, I better not say, hurricane warm-up at 7. Oh, Clarence and Duff, man, I'm going to make your life so miserable the next 3 years you won't know what hit you. Hurricane warm-up at 7, you got the, I thought that was last night. Weren't we playing the promo for that all day yesterday? Today is Tuesday, last time I checked, right?
Yeah.
Maryland, Baltimore County, which sounds like a little girls' team at the Hurricanes basketball. I guess that's tonight, 7:30. Eddie K follows that, which good luck to him and Joe and Mark overnight. Wow. Baltimore County, Maryland. In other words, not the University of Maryland, but Maryland, Baltimore County Juvenile Detention Center team against the Hurricanes.
Right. Montessori school.
Wow. 1027 at 560 WQN. Big news. Hallett Pontiac GMC is now Auto City Pontiac GMC of Pinecrest. Expect the same great Neil deals and customer satisfaction you're accustomed to from Hallett. Right now at Auto City of Pinecrest, it's an end-of-the-year clearance sale on all remaining 2003s in stock. Take advantage of 0% financing for up to 72 months or save yourself up to $9,000 with rebates and incentives. Attention lease customers, ask Auto City of Pinecrest about their lease pull-ahead early termination program. There's even more great deals at the new Auto City Pontiac GMC of Pinecrest. For a limited time, just sign and drive home your new GMC Sierra with absolutely no money down. It's the new Auto City Pontiac GMC of Pinecrest in that same phenomenal location, 13401 South Dixie Highway. That's US 1 across from the falls, open every day, 7 days a week. If you want more info on those special Neil deals, you know what to do by now. Just grab it and call the Neil Deal hotline toll-free at 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211. Keep in mind, please, all offers subject to credit approval. See the folks at Auto City for details. The brand new and exciting Auto City Pontiac GMC of Pinecrest, where they give you low prices without the high pressure.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Well, good morning. This is former Vice President and former presidential candidate Al Gore. I'm here to quash the rumors. I am alive. I used to be the man who was in control. I used to be the man who was on a roll. Now I just sit home in my undies and socks, looking for that key to my damn lockbox. Oh, Dick Cheney, you think you're special? Oh, Dick Cheney, you think you're something else. So you're Mr. Popular VP. That don't impress me much. You're at least as fat as I am, and you're balding. Now, don't get me wrong, Dick, I think you're all right. But how many times does your heart beat at night? You don't impress me much. Zap. Scare you? Now on to your boss, who's a real big man. He should write thank you notes to Afghanistan. There's only two types of things from Texas, you know. His dad's Ben Cartwright, and he's little Joe. Oh, George Bush, you think you're special? Oh, George Bush, you think you're something else? So you're Mr. Popular President, huh? That don't impress me much. If I want to be hurtful, I can be so. Your ears are bigger than Ross Perot. Now don't get me wrong, George, I think you're all right. But how many beers do your girls drink at night? You don't impress me much. Bill Clinton, there was a real president, a real man. And what about me? Look at me. I am a pillar of perfection, though I must admit a tad on the fleshy side. Maybe I should hit the gym. No, I'm beautiful.
10:34, I'll tell you, he looked a little bit better. He had that hair down over the side of his head, kind of like Hitler this morning. You notice that?
Right, shave that beard.
Right, all he needs to get that little mustache back, and because that seems to be in with a lot of America today.
Could I ask Arthur, please, to stop faxing this picture that won't come through no matter how many times?
Oh, and also, well, maybe that's why I can't get my fax through to you, because they just created a new second pull for today. Well, Schmidt can, the other one, leave it for tomorrow.
First of all, it takes an hour to print out, and then it's distorted and blurry.
Yeah, Arthur, quit potchking around, will you? I'm trying to, well, here, you can write it down. You can send it to Eric. Sorry, Eric, I hate to do this to you. Well, I really don't. In fact, tomorrow, Eric, I'm going to send you 600 bedtime stories just to keep you out of the kitchen. Don't you think I'm doing him a pubic service when I send him a whole bunch of stuff?
Only if the fax machine was in another room.
Oh. In other words, you think it's probably in the kitchen?
On
Poll number 2 today for a little later on, because this first one, well, we'll see. We'll get some cities. Although when you see Miami's got 28 votes, Toronto and Prague have got 11. I mean, I guess that figures. I mean, most of the people spend most of their time right there, right? And they, go to a Winmore and Cemetery Village and places like that. And,
right.
Oh, my God, what beautiful 90-year-old people.
I'm sure they're thinking about South Beach and whatnot.
South Beach and Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Right.
And Wilton Manor. What's your take on Al Gore's? Seriously, I have never been in anywhere other than Montreal. That's the worst. But I've never been anywhere where when you're like in a highway, you're on I-95, the turnpike, whatever, 595, and you look around, you're observing the traffic, and of course you're hoping you might see somebody pretty hot, and you never do. Maybe you just don't. You always wonder where did the spaceship land? What banana boat did they just hop off of? What old folks' home did they escape from? You know what I mean? Very seldom did you see anybody, I don't know, in that kind of Abercrombie and Fitch look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
But I can walk outside here, for example, and within like a 1-block walk, holy crap, whatever you want, man, it's there. Abercrombie and Fitch. But in South Florida, I think, in fact, that's why I've been so successful for many, many years.
About 30, man.
Almost 30 now is because I'm so ugly and people can relate to me. Fat, ugly, balding, fag, old, right? They can relate to that. Aging rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the second poll, you going to write this down?
Yeah. Well, the fax
I can
machine's
try to
cranking
fax it to you again, but I don't. There's something effed up with your fax machine. Probably Arthur's fault. You're an idiot, Arthur. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? Here's my 5 choices. It will help Dean a lot. Are you writing this down?
Yeah.
Should I pause?
Whatever.
It makes, should I read like one word at a time? That'll kill some good time. It is the holidays, It makes no difference. It'll actually hurt Dean. Well, I'm sure some people would agree with that, although it's kind of a stupid choice, but some people will vote for that. By the way, Jew Lieberman ain't too happy.
Oy!
His running mate, this blindsided old Jew Lieberman, which I'm glad to see that, because that man, he makes me, I would vote 100 times for Al Sharpton before I'd even think about voting for Jew Lieberman. How do you like that? Right?
Right.
And Al got $200,000 in court the other day, so maybe he'd loan us a few bucks. But I'd vote for anybody before I'd vote for Jew Lieberman, not Bush. I would just leave the country. Oh, I already have? It guarantees the nomination for Dean. That's your 4th choice. And last but not least, of course, I don't care, I'm for Bush, which we will trace those votes. They'll come to your house and tie you up on Election Day. Of course, they won't need your vote anyway. It'll be fixed. This could be next year. This could be the last election ever in the U.S. That's my prediction. I thought, in fact, if we have it.
If we have it, right.
If we have it.
Read that again, just to make sure, for proofreading
What's
purposes.
your take on Al Gore's endorsement well, this is for a little later on, like noonish. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? It will help Dean a lot. Got it?
Yep.
It makes no difference. It'll actually hurt Dean. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
It guarantees the nomination for Dean, or, I don't care, I'm for Bush. Got that?
Got it.
A group of women in southeastern Michigan say they'll use pictures of scantily clad babes in an effort to smash George W. Bush's re-election hopes. Babes Against Bush, as the group calls itself, plans to use pinup girls as the medium for its anti-Bush message.
All right.
Babes Against Bush has created a liberal-leaning campaign to promote political awareness in the most unlikely of audiences, men whose cultural tastes tend towards centerfolds and the swimsuit issue of sports magazines, the group said in a press release. In other words, the sports nerds who listen to QM the other 20 hours of the day. Those folks. We figured that this was a good, fun way to make people aware of the damage George Bush is doing in America, said Babes Against Bush model Eleanor Vastbinder. Guys like hot girls, so maybe they wouldn't mind getting the message from us. They'd like to get something from you, honey. Or maybe I'm reading that wrong. Getting the massage from us. The group is offering what it calls a regime change countdown calendar, which ticks off the days until Inauguration Day 2005, when the group hopes Bush will be displaced by an actual elected president. Oh, I like that. That'll be novel. They're ticking it off. The calendar, last election ticked everybody off except the Bushlickers. The calendar features 13 photos of provocatively dressed or undressed models, but is also a chronology of the Bush administration's misdeeds, mistakes, and manglings of the truth, the group said. In other words, bald-faced lies. What better way is there to get guys to notice that the president is a bozo, commented January Babe Vastbinder. Pictures of the girls will get their attention. They'll look long enough to read the fine print. Oh, yeah, they'll be looking, especially if they put the fine print in the right place. Kind of like in the Bush. You don't have to be beautiful to hate George W. Bush, the group's website says, and I can certainly vouch for that. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Right. Because there are few who hate him more than I do. Let's have a contest.
Okay. What's the criteria?
Athens, Greece, okay, says Jim, whose faxes continue to just amaze and astound. I think Jim is trying to make the Guinness Book of Records for the most consecutive faxes with the shortest number of words. In fact, you could have just written Athens, Jim. We know where Athens is.
Is that Athens, Greece? Not Athens, Georgia?
Oh, that's right. Athens, Georgia. That's where the Virgin Mary keeps popping up. Damn it, there she is again. Let's see. What does that say? In regards to two by each in Noah's Ark, what if one of them animals were past breeding age, too old to get pregnant? Oh, bad mistake, Noah. In fact, maybe that's why a whole lot of the animals from those days, those prehistoric times, pre-sensible times, maybe that's why we don't have them no more. You think?
That's right. The dinosaurs wouldn't fit, remember? They said that.
They don't get sore about it. In fact, remember See the USA in your Chevrolet? Mm-hmm. Used to make dinosaur every time they brought that up, especially when they talked about Burt Reynolds' wig and the fact that he might be a fag. Now, we don't believe that, Burt. How's Burt and Jax doing? Anybody seen them lately?
No.
Where's Mr. Ego eating free these days? Boy, once Burt and Jax went under, that must have been really a bad day in his life. To which we say,
all right.
1041 at 560 WQM. Every day is a good day over at Brandy's because it's going strong with their 25th anniversary this year. 25 long, excruciating years of taking care of your smelly feet. That's right, whether you have beautiful, lovely feet like me, or maybe kind of like mangled cankles. They don't care. Even Hillary get a good fit over there because they have the top names, they got the best prices, and they got a personalized sales staff who really know their crap and give you friendly service to make sure you get a perfect fit every time. At Brandy's, you'll find the top names: Rockports, Echoes, Mephisto, Timberland, Clark's, SAS, Florsheim. You want it, they got it. And no matter how big or small your feet may be, how large or petite, they can fit you because they got men's size 6 to 15, women's 5 to 12, and widths from the very, very narrow to the very gigantic, big, fat, and wide. Brandy Shoes, you'll find them at 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 9, every Sunday, 10 to 5. And all this week at Brandy's, men's Rockports. Oh, I'm gagging on it. What a machayef. All this week at Brandy's, men's Rockport Pro Walkers are only $48.90. You can also save up to 57% on other select Rockport styles. I'm gagging on it. Just a little phlegm, you know. Stop in or visit them on the web at Brandy Shoes. That's with 2 S's. BrandyShoes.com, and tell them to bring some flowers for me.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Yes.
Good to see you. Let's get right to the things that have been the most talked about of recent date, and that's crisis. You have had a financial problem.
You know, Larry, I'm not making so much money these days.
We are told that you're part of the financial problem.
Oh, definitely, yes. And I think
Explain that.
Well, I sort of have an inside track, you know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
A lie, distortion of the truth.
Uh-oh.
Somewhere in the vicinity of $700 billion. Did you know it was that much?
No idea. 700 billion?
Billion, yes.
You're kidding.
Timing is everything. You know what they say?
Yeah, bitch.
Shame on you.
Martha Stewart, fraud.
That's true.
She's falling apart.
Bankruptcy, actually.
On this edition of Larry King Live, don't go away.
1046 at 560 WQM. So anyway, Lyon, France. So we're going to put that one under Lyon.
Sure, why not?
Because this faxer says beautiful people agglomerate in the south of France. They agglomerate. If you need a city, I will nominate Lyon or Toulouse. Toulouse-Lautrec. But we're not going to put Toulouse. P.S. I never take, I take the never in church oath to such an extreme that I won't attend church weddings. I do the reception/wedding party afterward, but I ain't no hypocrite. Well, that's good, because then you can get the free food. Right?
Right.
But you don't have to go in there and go through that whole silly, stupid-ass thing.
A lot of us also enjoy that policy.
Right. It's kind of like going to the parties, Christmas party, ratings parties. But anyway.
I say it's against my religion to go into other churches.
So CNN has beat us to the punch, which I figured they would, but I checked on it and they did. Nice going, CNN. It's about time you did something right. They already got their poll going. We'll take ours at noon. How will Al Gore's endorsement affect Howard Dean's campaign? See, that they don't have a whole bunch of good choices like we do. It's like everything is like either black or white. Everything's like Al Sharpton or Wes Clark, black or white. Help it, 54,441 votes, 62%. Hinder it, 33,881 out of 88,322 votes. That's almost as many as we get. 62 to 38% say that Gore's endorsement will help Howard Dean. I think what they're really trying to say is, what's not to like?
Right.
Right? Isn't that a good way to put it? What's not to like? Here's something not to like. A suicide bomber blew up a car packed with explosives at the gates of a military barracks today, injuring 41 American troops and 6 Iraqi civilians. Hours earlier, 3 soldiers died in a road accident in central Iraq, and 3 civilians died when a Baghdad mosque was rocked. The attack at the army base occurred at 4:45 a.m. local time when a car drove to the gate of the base in the town of Talafar, 30 miles west of the northern city of Mosul. Guards at the gate and in a watchtower opened fire on a vehicle and moments later blew it up. The bomb left a large crater at the gate's entryway. And the insanity continues. Madness. 567. We got to get some more cities on this poll, baby. In what city in the world do you find the best-looking people? So far, we got Miami 56, Prague 15, Toronto 14, eh? Cologne 13. Cologne. See, I told you about Cologne, didn't I? Ha ha! We actually have some people out there that have been around. That's good. Good to see. You're right. Spokane 6, Boston 5, Salt Lake City 5, Athens 1, and Lyon just went on there out of 115 vote. I'm sure we got some other choices. WQAM. Like that one. WQAM.
Out of touch liberal.
Yeah. WQAM.
Out of touch liberal.
He's still on there.
I know that. I know. Just relax. Relax. He wanted to say it again the second time. Practice makes perfect. Wouldn't you like to just get a slat, like a 2x4, and just beat him silly? I mean, just 567-0560, pound 560. Yeah, touch this, asshole. WQAM. Hola. WQAM.
Rome is the place for the beautiful people.
Rome is a perfect choice, and he doesn't mean Rome, Georgia, or Rome, New York, either.
Absolutely not.
Benissimo. Grazie mille. Arrivederci. Rome, Italy, baby. Man, now you'll see a lot of people with the big hook noses, too. I mean, there are many different kinds of Italian looks, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Many different kinds of Italian looks, and some include a hook look.
Right.
With a big hook nose. Some would might confuse for Jewish, like Brian in The Life of Brian, who found out he was a Roman after all. He had the Roman nose, kind of like Joe Costello.
A Hebe, a Red Sea pedestrian.
A Red Sea pedestrian. That's one of my favorite lines in that movie. I'm a Red Sea pedestrian.
Oi!
That's what Joe Lieberman's trying to say, and everybody said, okay, big deal, go walk here. Go give it a try now, Joe.
Disappointed.
Yeah, go walk across it right now. I mean, see, if Gore would have wised up about Lieberman 3 years ago, we wouldn't be in this mess right now. We wouldn't have the Bushmeister. We wouldn't be up to our ears in this quagmire in Iraq. Isn't it interesting how everybody and their brother now is calling it quagmire after I've been doing that for like how many months and calling these fascist Nazis, which I've been doing for years. Isn't that amazing? If you wait long enough, they'll catch up to old...
Oh, God.
That's right. Here's our favorite line. It's always a winner. Line 9. QAM. Hello.
Dave Wannstedt!
Wishful thinking, man.
Rectum.
Bend over, Dave. There's a long line. He'd like to give you a little best holiday wishes. WQAM.
Hey, good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I would like to nominate Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia.
A beautiful city with equally beautiful people.
That's what I hear. Thanks a lot, Pally, and have a great
All
holiday.
right, you go, boy.
Okay, you go, boy. Sydney, Australia, just too far to get there, man. Everybody talks about how great it is down under. But it's just so damn far from anywhere. It's like Hawaii. It's the same thing unless you live on the West Coast.
Right. It's the other side of the world.
Unless you live on the left coast, as the assholes like to say. It is. I mean, the way down under there.
Still.
A lot of fags there in Sydney.
So I hear.
In fact, you remember that show Love Sydney with Tony Randall?
No.
And what was the other show he was on where he played the Queen? With Jack Klugman. No, not with Jack Klugman. That was The Odd Couple. What was the other show? Was that Love Sydney on NBC?
I don't know.
Yeah, where he played Uncle Sidney, who happened to be gay. It was on about how many minutes was that on?
About 30, man.
And the peacock started molting right away. Oh, we better get rid of this. We better get rid of that. Tony Randall, by the way, just turned 95. His wife is pregnant again.
Right.
WQAM. WQAM, hello.
Daniel, please.
Speaking.
Booga, booga, booga.
WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
O.J. Simpson, Michael Jackson.
Wow. I didn't get my memo.
I told you the way I saw these flashing frantically at the beginning. They're worked up today, just the way we like it. Oh! Excellent, baby. Keep them coming. Sydney, Australia. We got that one on there?
Getting it.
Are you getting it? WQAM, hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
I wish you happy holidays.
Yes.
And I also want to say Athens, Greece has the most beautiful people.
Yeah, if only somebody would loan them some deodorant or a bar of soap would be good.
Pardon me?
Razor.
I said have a great holiday. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that I've never been there, and I'm never going to go there. Now, everybody tells me that Mykonos is great, you know, those islands off of Greece.
See?
Everybody says, oh, phenomenal, fantastical. Right. But Athens itself, I hear, is one of the dirtiest, filthiest cities in the world, and the people there just... The women have got more hair than Al Gore had on his head today, and the women and the men, just every time they grab that soap, they drop it because they like doing it the Greek way.
How's that?
So they never get to bathe with it. They like
rectum.
A little Greek.
See. Olive oil.
I'll take their word for it. I'm not going. Let's see. Madhouse vacancies. What is this? Scott Farrell. Oh, look at this. All right. Here's some Scott Farrell news. This is excellent. Thank you so much, whoever sent this to us.
From Jim.
Scott Farrell. Thank you, Jim. Whose syndicated sports talk show once aired on WMVP AM in Chicago. Auditioning for an ongoing role on Mancow Muller's WKQX FM morning show. Farrell would replace Freak, who abruptly exited Mancow's Morning Madhouse last week after 9 years as traffic reporter to join WZZN FM. So there's some radio news there for you from Chicago. Oh! Good luck to you, Scott. I really think he just needs to get out of South Florida immediately, if not sooner, and find a place,
Yeah, who shouldn't?
Right, right. And especially get away from his good, close personal friend. I don't want to mention no names.
Absolutely.
That one, the Backstabber. The OJs, when they did that song, speaking of OJ, the OJs, the song The Backstabber, they had Mo in mind.
Absolutely.
That's who they were thinking about. The song was all about him. By the way, don't forget 60th birthday today for Jim Morrison. Wishful. We'll get to that. Ray Manzarek will speak, not... Wow, what an asshole. Oh, speaking of great recording artist Ozzy Osbourne, badly injured in crash. Bad news. British rocker Ozzy Osbourne fractured 8 ribs and a vertebra in his neck in a bike crash on his English country estate, but doctors said today he's comfortable and stable in hospital. Don't you love the way the Brits and the Canadians do that, too? They never say in the hospital. Comfortable and stable in hospital. I don't know why they do that. Osbourne, most famous for biting off the head of a bat in one of his wildest stage concerts, which wasn't what they said it was, underwent emergency surgery at the Wexham Park Hospital in southern England overnight after the crash on an all-terrain bike at his estate in Buckinghamshire. We're sure.
Are you sure?
Mr. Ozzy Osbourne was brought in yesterday following an accident at home. Consultant Dick Jack told reporters outside the hospital early today. That's his name, Consultant Spotted Dick Jack. He had a fractured left collarbone. He had some damage to the blood vessel that lies underneath the collarbone. He had 8 fractured ribs on the left side. In addition to that, he has a small, entirely stable fracture of one of the vertebrae in his neck. The 55-year-old heavy metal rocker was injured while riding a quad bike during a day off and promoting his new single, a duet with his daughter Kelly, entitled Changes. Ozzy, born in Birmingham, Central England, first shot to fame in the 1970s as lead singer of the groundbreaking heavy metal band Black Sabbath. His viciously angry lyrics, gruesome stage stunts, and disturbing images of evil earned the band cult status, yada, yada, yada. And then, of course, we have another Ozzy article later about the fact that he was stoned off his ass when he did the whole series and all these interviews, etc. he's got a little problem, you know what I mean? Like Rush. The difference being we hate Rush and we like Ozzy Osbourne a lot.
Right.
So there's the difference.
He sounds he's honest about it.
Right. 1056 at 560. It doesn't pretend to be a goody two-shoes and doesn't tell everybody that he's holier than thou and point fingers and lot like that. See? He's just a degenerate slob and he admits it.
Mm-hmm.
1057 at QAM. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Every time I see that line in this copy, I want to start singing like Andy Williams, but I can't sing number 1 and number 2. Who the hell knows who that is? It's wonderful unless, of course, you hate all that traffic, the crowded malls, the long register lines, parking hassles. So make your gift giving a little bit easier this year for you and your loved ones. A gift certificate from Dial a Mattress. Call them now toll-free, 1-800-MATTRESS, and give the gift they'll be thanking you for year in and year out. Dial a Mattress has got gift certificates in any denomination. Methodist, Protestant, Catholic, Hebrew, and a new bed for the master bedroom makes a perfect gift you'll enjoy for years. At Dial a Mattress, no phony promises, no bait and switch, just discount prices every day on the brand names you know, trust, and love. Now including Stearns & Foster, Dial a Mattress has got the lowest prices anywhere on Stearns & Foster Hewitt. When you call Dial a Mattress at 1-800-MATTRESS, you pick the day and time for delivery, not some bogus thing that they set up and never show up. You pick the 2-hour window 7 days a week, and they actually show up anytime between 8 in the morning and 10 at night that you want, noon to 2, 1 to 3, etc. I've been sleeping on a mattress from these folks for years. You should be doing your back and your health the same favor. Do the same thing. Honest sales practices, fantastic, unbeatable everyday service and low prices, same-day delivery, and free setup and removal all make it easy to see why Dollar Mattress is ranked the best in the world in customer satisfaction. Call them today, toll-free at 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRES, or check them out online at mattress.com. Happy holidays from all your friends at Dial a Mattress. Oh, look what I was just going to play.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Howard David's a bitch.
Ozzy Osbourne, Fox NFL audition, take 1.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of fucking football. This year looks like it's going to be exciting in the NFL. One team to definitely watch out for are the Green Bay Packers.
Cut, Ozzy, that's Packers.
What?
Packers, Green Bay Packers.
Not Packers? Okay. Can we start again? Can we start it over?
Cue the music.
In the AFC Central, you have to watch out for the upstart Cleveland Browns. Browns? What the f*** is a Brown?
Cut.
How about those New England guys? The fucking Patriots or something like that. That reminds me of when I was growing up in England, right near Birmingham. We were a poor family.
Ozzy, stick to the script if you can, please.
Fuck you, I'm the Prince of fucking football.
Cut.
Shen!
Tape is rolling.
In the NFC, you have to like the Falcons, the Bears, the Panthers, and Lions. Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm in line at the fucking zoo with all these fucking Falcons and Panthers and shit. Is this football or Mutual of Omaha's wild fucking kingdom?
Cut it.
That's all that's on the cue card, man. What do you want me to do about it?
Just wrap it up, Ozzy.
That's all for this week. I'm Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of fucking football.
11:03 at 560 WQM. They're showing on CNN. The U.S. helicopter made a hard landing. There was an accident near Fallujah, but nobody got hurt.
Okay.
Seriously, there was an accident, but nobody got hurt.
All good.
Here's a fax that says, please take the Miami vote down. That's the resident idiot vote, detracts from the true poll. Monkey Jungle will be a more specific choice of allowing Miami to be a choice. Well, we have to do that as much as it pains me because we have many very parochial people and a lot of schleppers, too, a lot of homeless, a lot of people on the rubber rafts who never get out of town. So what do they know? Miami's got 74. In what city would you find the best-looking people in the world? Miami 74, Prague 18, Cologne 15, Toronto 14, Hollywood, California. Where'd that come from, 11? You sneak that in on me, but that's a good choice.
Oh, yeah, from the inside.
Spokane 7, Salt Lake City 6, Boston 6, Rome, Italia 5, Lyon, France. How come we got Rome, Italy, but we don't have... Okay, I don't care. Lyon 3, Athens 3, and Sydney, Australia 3. Suicide blast near Moscow hotel kills 5.
Oi!
Just only moments ago, a suicide bomber blew herself up outside the National Hotel across from Moscow's Red Square today, killing 5 bystanders, wounding at least 12, and sparking fears of a new wave of terror attacks in the heart of the Russian capital. Politicians said the State Duma or lower house of parliament might have been the intended target, not the hotel. Well, sometimes they got bad aim, like the U.S., like in...
Oops.
Well, yeah, Chinese embassy. The attack came shortly before President Vladimir Putin addressed a meeting nearby at the Kremlin, and 2 days after Russian parliamentary elections. Moscow Mayor Lutskov said that there was at least one, possibly two female bombers. They appeared to be lost before the blast, asking directions to the State Duma. Oh, we had lost suicide bombers. That's the worst. Man. And more startling news. Blood found in the car of the man charged with kidnapping Drew Shoden's matches the missing college student's DNA, a source said today. I say let's kill him on TV.
Okay.
Or let's just hang him up by his balls, run on TV until he tells us where she is, and then we'll kill him.
Okay.
The preliminary match, confirmed by a law enforcement source who spec, of course, on a condition of anonymity, would be the most significant yet in authorities' attempts to convicted sex offender Alfonso Rodriguez Jr. of the University of North Dakota's student disappearance. Never trust anybody named Rodriguez. Look what happened when they sent Pudge packing, huh? Right. Always beware of anybody named Rodriguez.
See.
The source also confirmed reports that a knife found in Rodriguez's trunk matched the knife sheath found near Shoden's car in a parking lot of the Grand Forks shopping mall where she vanished November 22nd. He's been charged with her kidnapping. His maroon four-door 2002 Mercury Sable was impounded. Does this story have all the background on this? Because we've had it. The fact that they let this son of a bitch out. That's what he's a convicted rapist with a history of attempted kidnapping with adult women, has used a weapon in at least one assault. He was registered as a predatory offender, their classification of those believed to be at the highest risk of committing another sex crime, and he did not disappoint. He was released from a Minnesota prison in May after serving 23 years for an attempted abduction in 1979. Wayne Swanson, who prosecuted Rodriguez, said he tried to abduct a woman off the street and stabbed her when she fought back. So there you go. 23 years, maybe 230 years might be okay, but 23 years obviously wasn't enough. Damn it. 5670560. Let's get some more cities on this list while this poll till noon, okay? And then we'll get to the real meat of the matter, the Al Gore endorsement. I should play that thing again, like 4 or 5 times, then we can go home.
Okay.
WQAM.
Hi, it's Ken. What's going on?
How you doing, sir?
The city with the best looking people is Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Rio?
Yeah.
Where the men are women and the women are men.
No, well, the women are exceptional.
Okay. We got you down, Pally. Thanks.
All right. Thanks.
Hasta luego. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's a long way to Tipperary. I told you one time years ago I was going to go to Sao Paulo. In fact, I even had my reservation booked, and I looked at the map, and I realized the trip was like 9.5 hours. I said, I don't think so.
That's way down there where the penguins are.
Yeah, well, Rio ain't much further from Miami. It's like about 9 hours. It's a long, long schlep, man. You could fly to London
Australia.
in like 6. Well, that's a lot longer than that. How far is it to Australia? Like 21 hours, something like that?
Somebody called once and said,
oh my God. I can't imagine doing that. Even in business class, even in the luxurious comfort of business class, I can't imagine. 21 hours is like a whole day.
You never taken like a cross-country bus trip?
No. No, thank you.
I've done it 7 times.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. And speaking of that, not that I want to bring up bad news, but whatever happened, remember that the series of Greyhound bus hijackings that took place there?
What, by just random crazy people, like 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you remember? But that was right around the hysteria of the...
They tried to tie it in, but they couldn't.
It was right on the heels of that, wasn't it?
It was just lunatics. They tried to tie it in, they couldn't, so forget about it.
I see. So in other words, just take the bus and leave the driving to us.
That's right.
Go first. WQAM, hello.
Hey, I want to just talk to you. I want to give him a city.
Speaking, sir.
This is not Neil.
It sure as hell is.
Oh, Neil, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you be doing?
Okay, Cape Town, South Africa.
Get out of town. Cape Town, South Africa?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very beautiful woman. Blonde and blue-eyed.
Woo!
That German blood. What can I tell you?
Probably kidnapped him from Sweden, no doubt. Thanks a lot, Pally.
Okay, you take. Have a good day.
Cape Town, South Africa, unlikely source, but there's a few white folks down there. In fact, they're mostly white folks in South Africa. They shoved all them darkies up into the jungles.
Depending on, which hood you're in.
Right. Well, it's really sad what's going on over there, and of course, we're oblivious. Mm-hmm. You just listen to the Pope and George W., man. Don't talk about birth control in any of them classes, otherwise we're going to take away your AIDS funding, and certainly don't be using no condoms, otherwise the Pope's going to make sure you burn in hell, and he'll put in a bad word for you. So it's kind of like a catch-22 is what they got, and they're catching a lot of bad things. 5670560. It's so sad, man. It is so sad. When you start listening to the religious nuts, when these are the people in power, like they are in the Vatican and in the U.S. and Washington and in so many other places in the world, then you have to go like that. What the hell chance have we got? Because like I told you yesterday and a million other times, that's what the battle on the face of the earth is. The intelligent, irrational, even forget about intelligent, the rational, the anti-religious crowd who realize that, we got to take care of business here. And then the superstitious, hocus-pocus crowd, oh, the Lord works in mysterious ways and Armageddon's coming and blah, 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 and all this other crap. Man, them people, they need to be locked up right along with that Rodriguez guy. WQAM.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey, I didn't call in to chime in on your poll, but I would have to say it's probably got to be Rio, or somewhere in Brazil, because the Brazilian women there in Miami are just gorgeous.
I'll be damned.
But actually, I was calling to say, I'm real worried about the elections coming up with the Diebold and these electronic votings. I mean, doesn't everybody see that is just like the wolf guarding the hen house? I can't believe that, after the debacle of 2000, that the country buys, the way to fix it is with a paperless, totally system that you can't track.
No paper trail, right. Well, we had a story on a couple of days ago about the fact that I think it was in Illinois that they're testing the one that has the paper trail with it, so that they wouldn't have any of these machines that just strictly have to take their word on account. There's no way to trace it.
But also, I had read, I think maybe on the article on your website, that some of them, they can, like anyone with a basic computer understanding can get in there and hack with them. And even if they do print out something that says, hey, you voted for Gore, how do we know that it didn't register Bush? And that's what
I think there's only one way to be safe, and that is hop on a plane, man.
I want to
it's too late.
Start a protest or something. Like when I go to vote in November, I wanted to say, hey, I don't trust these machines. I want my vote on ballot.
Let's count it by hand, and then we can go through that same thing we did back in 2000. At least it kills some good time anyway.
I'm afraid, though, if we protested, what happened to the protesters there in downtown Miami will happen to us.
Yeah.
America is lost, Uncle Neil.
So, in fact, when you'll know, on January the 1st, when they replace the American flag with that swastika, then you'll know it's official.
Love you, Neil.
See you at the border, Pally.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good luck to us. Hey, speaking of, imagine this. Imagine Todd Dreck lying in your backyard, looking like a pustule, with blood and pus oozing from every pore in his body. Can you imagine that? I love it. Imagine this. Imagine zero closing costs on your next mortgage, zero application fee, zero credit bureau fee, zero discounted points. It's the last mortgage you'll ever need. The revolutionary only one mortgage from Financial Group. Now with an interest rate of just 1.95%. You heard right. If you have yourself a $200,000 loan, your payments are a pittance, a mere $738 a month. Once you refinance or get a new home mortgage from Financial Group, you'll never pay closing costs again. So what's not to like about that? Call them toll free and find out all about it at 1-800-940-LEND. Grab yourself real financing power with a low-rate mortgage. You can move to your next property without any further cost or expense. The only one mortgage from Financial Group is what we're talking about. Call 1-800-940-LEND for details. It's a whole new way to buy. You pay zero underwriting fee, zero doc fees, zero prepayment penalty, zero closing costs, even when you move to another property. So get yourself financing at just 1.95%. Call 1-800-940-LEND and never pay closing costs again. That's 1-800-940-LEND. They're an equal housing lender. Restrictions apply. Rate subject to change monthly. 5.19 APR.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Gentlemen, where all the girls disrobe, there's one thing keeps me going back, the lack of their wardrobe. Maybe one will come home with me, oh, that is what I hope. Oh, I really like the one named Joy, a stripper named Joy. Oh, I'd really like some Christmas joy.
Sorry that you stepped on the humper there. 11:17 at 560. They stepped on the humper. Yeah. Why are they getting all bent out of shape and psychotic here? The Dow went a little above 10 grand for like about 2 seconds. And now it's 99.69. It's up 4 points. NASDAQ is down 60. But again, they keep, just like I told Ted David when he called in last week, same old crap, playing with the minds of the public. It's the old psychological game. Oh, everything is great. And look at all these new jobs people have got for like $5 an hour. See, that's another thing they didn't tell you about the kinds of jobs that people are getting. They're still almost 3 million jobs short. We're talking about real jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
Real jobs, real honest-to-goodness jobs, not make-believe, phony baloney, part-time jobs, jobs during the holiday season, jobs, all of these things.
Right.
I'm not trying to, pee on anybody's parade, but keep it in perspective. Because, man, oh, man, are they trying to play a psych game on the public. Hey, everything is really great. And there's Alan Greenspan with his briefcase, that old fossil. Jesus Christ almighty, I'm so sick and tired of seeing that piece of crap. Here's a fax that says, Neil, I've never been there, but Rio must have the best-looking people. Seems to me last time we took this, we got the same result. It wasn't that long ago. In fact, the guy that called yesterday that inspired me to do this to you, okay? That's okay. I used to work in downtown Miami, and the only thing to look forward to in the summer was the annual Brazilian invasion. Holy Schmidt, from 14 to 40, maybe 50, the women were stunning. 14 to 50. 14? The best
I'm not
was...
even, yeah.
You're not even what?
Nothing. Going to respond to that.
Why?
That pedo perv.
Well, some 14-year-old girls look 18. So you better check ID. The best was seeing them at the pool at the Intercontinental Hotel, especially. Now, see, I don't understand this. You'll have to brief me. Especially when you had an 18 or 19-year-old and her MILF going topless together. What does that mean?
Mom, I'd like to,
Oh. Going topless together, which the Intercontinental used to wink at, given its European and South American clientele. Outstanding. I never heard that before in my life. See, leave it to Josh to fill us in on that.
It's from the American Pie movie.
Oh, well, no wonder we don't know what it is. Oh, jeez, man.
Oh, I knew.
I mean, that was a cute movie, but...
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah. It's not the kind of movie they have memorable lines from, I don't think. Now, speaking of memorable lines, here's somebody that did a lot of memorable lines, and that's probably why he's dead today. 60 years old today. Nice going, Jimmy.
Wishful, Bristol, water covers everything in blue.
He blew a lot of stuff, what I hear.
Water, wishful,
Jim Morrison's former bandmates.
our love is beautiful.
Hey, Jim, knock it back a little bit there, boy. Jim Morrison's former bandmates burned candles, arose in a poem at his grave in Paris yesterday, a tribute to the Light My Fire singer. I wonder if Light My Fire is on his disc, you think?
How
If
could it
not,
not
I have
be?
it on the other one. It's not on this one. I'm not going to get the other one. Don't do it. And Cult figure out what would have been his 60th birthday yesterday. They're trying to evoke the spirit of Jim. Robbie Krieger, former guitarist for The Doors, told dozens of fans kept behind police barriers. Many held white candles and old album covers. Had the hard-living singer survived to turn 60, he would have been happy, laughing, joking, a good man, the obnoxious Ray Manzarek, The Doors keyboardist, said. I mean, he was no Elvis, but you can't have everything. And you want to know why he was no Elvis?
I give up.
Because he sang real music.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
I mean, I don't want to, do Elvis fashion, especially at the holidays. We'll probably have to play Blue Elvis today. But see how all them people named Rodriguez, they just can't take no orders, man. Oh, wait till you hear this. You want to really puke your guts out?
Okay.
This will make you get down on your hands and knees and do the old Barfarama, the old MILF. You know what that stands for?
No.
Man, I'd like to throw up. This is from the, speaking of unctuous, the Fudge Report. Maybe Miss Fudge and Bob Kunst are getting together.
Oh, God.
Yeah, supporters of former, see, Bob Kunst, why don't you go out and just get a real job and stop trying to be an Ojean provocateur, you asshole faggot, you idiot, you simpleton. Miss Fudge reports last night, supporters of former First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton will run cable TV ads urging Democrats to write in her name during the next month's Democratic presidential primary. The ads start running today, timed to coincide with the Democratic candidates' debate on WMUR-TV, the local ABC affiliate. The debate also will be televised nationally on C-SPAN. Bob Kunst, the Florida Queen activist behind the writing campaign, said the 30-second ads would run for 3 days on cable stations in Concord, Manchester, and Portsmouth, New Hampshire. God, does he make you want to barf or what? Told you.
Yep.
She's not running, Kunst. And here we got Gore endorses Howard Dean today, but here's and again, wouldn't you think of all the people? Howard Dean, who signed the Civil Union Bill in Vermont, which was groundbreaking at the time, and still is, And this guy wants to write in Hillary. Maybe he likes the way Hillary dresses better. Maybe he appreciates her cankles more than we do.
Maybe he wants to borrow her dresses.
Yeah, maybe he'd like to dress up. Maybe he and Miss Fudge are like dressing up together. Who the hell knows for the holidays? Because where the hell else would Miss Fudge have gotten that except straight from the horse's ass?
Rectum.
Oh, God. See, that's one of the things about South Florida, man. The same tired old nudniks, they just never go away. At least Anita Bryant had the decency to leave town, even though it was on a rail. But at least they got her out of town. But Bob Kuntz, the same old crap with the bumper stickers, and we're having a meeting by the old oak tree down there in Kendall to try to figure out our strategy for our next meeting. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then they got pissed off at us because we stopped announcing all the goddamn meetings. Oh, well, let's have a meeting and wave the flag and blow a horn and a whistle or blow something. I got a column for you that's going to knock your socks off.
Great. By
Fred Grimm in today's Miami Herald. It's a cold day in Rio de Janeiro. Actually, it is cold in Rio, part of it. Isn't it winter in the summer?
Right.
The seasons are ass backward. Just like the men and the women. They're kind of like got their ass backward. But boy, they're hot. The old hot ass. Fred Grimm, Terry Schiavo is sustained only by politics. Man, this is one of the best columns that Fred Grimm has ever written. Nice going, Fred. Every once in a while, he's pretty good. Right?
Right.
He's no Mike Mayo, thank God, who writes a good column like once every 2 years. Sorry, Mike. Oh, Mike's on vacation anyway. Like I said, so let's rip him an ass. He says, all the political grandstanding hasn't changed the gruesome truth. There's no hope for Terry Schiavo. Her new court-appointed guardian, Odd Leadham, spent a month studying her medical records and court documents. He talked to nurses and doctors. He questioned medical, legal, and bioethical experts and religious scholars. He talked to family members. He spent time nearly every day at the bedside of the depleted woman at the center of Florida's right to die controversy. He found nothing in her perpetual mindless response that offered hope. Guardian Jay Wolfson reported this week that highly competent, scientifically based physicians using recognized measures and standards have deduced with a high degree of medical certainty that Terry is in a persistent vegetative state. She has no intellectual capacity, no hope of recovery. Neurological tests and brain scans, Wolfson noted, indicate that Terry's cerebral cortex is principally liquid, having shrunk due to the severe anorexic trauma experienced 13 years ago. On February 25, 1990, Terry suffered a heart attack. A loss of oxygen to her brain caused a permanent loss of cognitive function. After several years of failed efforts to revive his wife, her husband, Michael, surrendered to the inevitable. It had taken Michael more than 3 years to accommodate this reality. He was beginning to accept the idea of allowing Terry to die naturally rather than remain in the non-cognitive vegetative state, Wolfson wrote in his report to the governor. But that decision, which the husband said followed his wife's wishes, set off a bitter feud and court fight with Terry's parents and siblings. They've been absolutely opposed to any decision to disconnect the feeding tube. The Guardian noted that during the years-long struggle, the Schindlers voiced the disturbing belief that they would keep Terry alive at any and all costs, even if that required amputation of her limbs or open-heart surgery. As part of the hypothetical presented, Schindler family members stated that even if Terry had told them of her intention to have artificial nutrition withdrawn, they would not do it. The feeding tube was finally removed in October, but the legislature, urged on by the governor and religious fundamentalists, intervened. The tube was reinserted. A guardian was appointed to represent Terry, but Wolfson's investigation offered no hope. The University of South Florida professor tried to elicit some response from Terry himself. He spent time with her parents, who similarly tried to demonstrate awareness in their daughter. Nothing happened. Wolfson's report only mirrored the finding of so many judges who had considered this awful case for years. He had discovered nothing new. Of course, the governor, before leaping into this painful familial fight, easily could have read the same records. The legislators, before passing such controversial legislation, could have first considered opinions of the same experts. Scientific testimony would have led them to the same sad, inescapable conclusion that Terry Schiavo was beyond hope. But scientific reality didn't matter. The governor and legislators were indulging in anti-science like medieval potentates, hauling Terry into a political forum to appease their ignorant zealots. Wolfson gently suggested that the governor and the warring factions agree to a compromise. If Terry can eat and drink or swallow on her own, then she'd be sustained. Otherwise, the tube would be disconnected. She'd be allowed to die. Too late, I'm afraid, to die with dignity. Of course, the governor won't agree. He and his Dark Age allies already know that Terry Schiavo can't eat or drink or swallow on her own. They know that she's beyond medical help. The only thing sustaining her depleted life is a gruesome, intrusive, very medieval kind of politics. What a great column by Fred Grimm in today's Miami Herald. Man, he deserves a Pulitzer Prize.
That was good.
Something. Wasn't that good?
Mm-hmm.
Right on target and ballsy to say it. The governor and his religious fanatic, his fundamentalist allies, just playing politics with this emotional situation. As always, another goddamn Bush. 27 past 11. That's what Harry wanted just before he croaked. Harry Carey, another goddamn Bush. So that's
He drank Bush?
10's the limit, Harry. Hey, we want to welcome a new sponsor on the Neil Rogers Show. It's EF Tire and Auto Repair. EF Tire and Auto Repair is located at 5083 North Federal Highway. You'll find them just a mile and a half north of Sample Road at prestigious Pompano Beach. At EF Tire and Auto Repair, experience makes the difference, man. Experience is what it's all about. All EF mechanics are ASC certified technicians, current with all the latest technology, and most have been with the EF team for almost 20 long years. The EF team has got over 200 combined years of experience, so in other words, they know their crap. No job is too big or too small at EF, from a blown fuse to a blown engine, from a 73 Toyota to an 04 Bentley. EF Tire and Auto Repair does it all. All jobs are meticulously double-checked for accuracy by the shop foreman, and every car is cleaned upon completion of the work, too. EF honors most extended warranties and offers you wide-awake service on most repairs as well. EF Tire and Auto Repair, 5083 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Call 954-426-9926. That's 954-426-9926. Ask about their 90-day same-as cash, no-interest credit card. EF Tire and Auto Repair, nationally recognized as one of the most successful automotive repair facilities in the USA. At EF, their motto is, nobody cares more and nobody will work harder to earn and learn your business. Got it?
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560, QAM.
He sucks, okay?
When the big tournament money's on the line, professional women choose Macho Tennis Balls. Macho. We give women the balls to win.
Okay, it's 11:32 at 560 WQAM. Let's wrap up the first poll, okay? I think we've had enough. Haven't we had enough? Well, we did this not that long ago, and a guy called yesterday, and he was like all whipped up about Prague, and a lot of other people evidently are too. In what city in the world do you find the best-looking people? Miami, Florida, 95. Do we agree? Now, see, these people are probably talking about themselves.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Miami, Florida, 95. Well, most people think that they're beautiful. Huh? Seriously. I mean, some of the most grotesque, it's like Rod Stewart. Do you think I'm sexy? No. We think you're gross, man. Disgusting. Prague, 22. Hollywood, California, 20. Cologne, Germany, 15. Boy, you got to go to Cologne, man. If you wanted to pick one city in the world to go see beautiful people and maybe just kind of like fall down all over them and rub up against them, that's the place. Cologne, Germany, 15. Rio de Janeiro, 15, which would have moved up if we had more time, but we don't. Toronto, 14. Not too shabby, eh? Rome, Italy, 9. Boston, Mass, 8. Spokane, 7. See, Boston should do better than that. You want to know what? Well, forget about it. Well, because there's like living and breathing people in Boston. They got all the colleges and universities.
Okay.
And they got like a lot of like 20-something kind of people. People like Abercrombie and Fitch people. But what do these people know? Spokane, Washington, and Salt Lake City, Utah, 7 apiece. Never the twain shall meet, I guarantee you that.
No.
Sydney, Australia, 6. Athens, Greece, 5. Boy, they really stink, though. Lyon, France, 3. And Cape Town, South Africa, none. Well, that guy would have gotten around to it. He just didn't have a chance to vote yet. Okay, let's Schmidt-can that first poll, Eric. Let's get rid of it. Now, let's get to the important one. Aren't you waiting on pins and needles on this?
Yeah, whatever.
No. Well, let's be a little more topical, okay, even though we got upstaged by CNN with their 80 million viewers and their 50 million votes on their goddamn poll. How many votes do we get every day?
About 30, man.
We'll take it. We'll take it, plus tomorrow's payday. Clarence said the check is in the mail. Nice going, Clarence. You're the man. You're the man now. I won't talk about that. Poll number 2. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? Here are your 5 choices. This, of course, a very important scientific poll. I'm not Schmitting you, man. I thought Gore was pretty impressive this morning for him.
Right, surprising.
Right? If he could have just butched up a little bit more like that. He had too many advisors, too much bad advice, too many handlers, including whatever moron told him to put Jew Lieberman on the ticket. I mean, the kiss of death. And I'll say it again, there is nobody, this goes to show you what a bunch of weak-kneed people you have in the so-called media in America. There's nobody else on the air, in print, anywhere, who will tell you the reason that Al Gore lost wasn't just because of Ralph Nader, wasn't because of the fixed votes, wasn't because they kept the Schwarzes from voting in Florida, was because they had an Orthodox Jew on the ballot.
Oh,
what
you
a
can't say
novelty.
that.
He lost just about every southern state. Did he win any state in the South? Gore? I don't want to jump right to it, but I don't know. He,
Florida.
Yeah. Well, we know that. But outside of Florida, did he win, Louisiana? I don't even know if he won any state in the South, to be, freaking honest. Where are we going to get, here, let me do a search. 2,000 election results. Shouldn't that do it?
Okay, at Otter.
Well, I should put presidential, but I don't have time to type all of that crap. 2,000 election results. Because what I'd like to do is get that map. Ah, jeez. The 2000 election. Here we go. Look at that. There it is. Why does it come up with these colors every now and then when I do the web search?
I don't know.
Like the pink and the blue. Have you ever seen that?
Because it knows. No pink on my computer, faggot.
U.S. presidential election. It says, it's under fixed elections. Bush versus Gore. Oh, these are a whole bunch of pseudo-intellectual articles about that. I don't want that. Election results. Should I put electoral votes?
Okay, electrical votes.
2000 electoral votes, which again is, of course, a stupid thing. If we had gotten rid of the Electoral College a long time ago, we wouldn't have the Bush-Meister in there now with all this crap, and we wouldn't be sacrificing the lives of all these American kids in a crazy invasion war, an illegal war in Iraq. Okay, let's see. Electoral votes. Distribution of votes, 270. Now, this isn't going to tell me. Oh, yeah, no, this ain't going to tell me crap. I don't want the distribution of electoral votes. I want to know who won. Will you look it up? I'll do it during the break because you're incompetent. Well, no, I mean, when it comes to finding stuff on this, you're just not,
what are you
other
talking
stuff
about?
You're good, like when it comes to finding titty
You
bars and
cannot
things like that.
mention one time.
What was that
liar-man.
website I told you yesterday?
What's that?
What was that perverted website I turned you on to yesterday?
I don't know, lactatingbreast.com?
It was lactatinghispanicbreast.com, something like that.
You cannot name one occasion that I've tried to find something on the internet.
You relax. I'm just kidding. Will you just calm down? Man, oh man. Just because your name is Rodriguez, and everybody hates Rodriguez's these days, because you got that rapist axe murderer, and then you got the Pudgemeister who got, they sent Pudge packing.
Beaners and Ricans, the lot of them.
And by the way, let me tell you, who the hell wrote that column? Was it Dave Hyde? Man, Dave, on the one hand, Fred Grimm in the Herald writes a great column today. You write the most weak-kneed, oh, what a pussy you are, Dave. Dave, you ought to hide. Mr. Jicka and Mr. Hyde. God, at the Scum Sentinel, what a weak-kneed column he's got about Pudge Rodriguez today. You ought to read it, all you, even if you don't like sports. It's so mealy-mouthed, okay? There's nothing, it's like having pancakes that are mealy, you know what I mean?
Oh, I hate that. Grainy, mealy.
Well, I hate people who are mealy-mouthed. Even if I disagree with you 100%, even like Rush. I can't stand Limbaugh, especially with his lies. But at least he, says it like he sees it, which is full of crap. But at least he opens up a big fat mouth. And by the way, since he opened up a big fat mouth, the Eagles haven't lost the game about Donovan McNabb and Steve McNair, by the way, even though they lost the other day. I mean, there's so many black quarterbacks. It's just so obviously a racial thing intended to, get everybody whipped up into a frenzy. I hope Rosa Parks beats the crap out of him. Anyway, what's your take? We'll both look it up during the break, and one of us will find something.
I'm looking.
Because I don't think Gore won. My point being that putting Lieberman on there was like the kiss of death in the Yahoo states. Even his own state of Tennessee. Did he win it? No. No. How many electoral votes has Tennessee got? Well, at least I can find that here. It's got 11. That would have done it. Don't you think?
Yeah. Here it is. I got it.
You got it? I told you were good at this. It's got the 2000 electoral, and what does it say? Does it have the breakdown of who won what?
Yeah.
Who's going to get a what?
The red and the blue map. You want me to email you the link?
Oh, that would be great.
I'll do it right now.
Because I actually know what some of those states are, like that big penis yellow one that's hanging down there
even
in the middle of the belt.
This is great, because when you run the mouse over the map, it highlights, it gives you the exact breakdown. Buchanan, Bush, Nader, Gore, et cetera, and so on.
When I rub my mouse over the map, it goes
Eisner
like that. So I must have a defective mouse. Believe you me. I was born with a defective mouse. It's a sad thing. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? It'll help Dean a lot. It makes no difference. It actually will hurt Dean. I was going to say a vast difference, but then vast difference is like part of the penis, right?
Vast difference, yeah, it's a tube.
It's a tube in the penis?
It's a tuba.
Oh, I hate when they do that. It'll help Dean a lot. It makes no difference. It'll actually hurt Dean, especially if they stick a tube in his penis. It guarantees the nomination for Dean, or I don't care, I'm for Bush. I'm for Bush, baby. I'm a Bush man, and nothing you tell me is going to change my mind.
You got it. It's right there in your email.
You put it on the email instead of faxing it to me, which would have been
a
lot easier.
This is an interactive page, and how are you going to get the colors on the fax machine?
Oh, I see. Very good. Well, I got to vote first. It'll help Dean a lot. Okay? That's what I voted, just to get that thing going. 20 till noon. Here's something that'll help you folks a lot during the holidays. That's the Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet. Why not let the #1 Asian buffet restaurant in the world, the Emerald Coast, do all the cooking for you this holiday season? It'll be a piece of cake. Reserve your holiday party right now. The Emerald Coast can accommodate even the largest groups, like maybe 10 or 20 or even...
About 30, man.
Start your mouth-watering eating experience with one or more of 6 different delicious soups, like your hot and sour and your wonton. Then sample dozens of succulent entrees like New York strip made to order, their sizzling Asian grill, along with the brand new seafood Saint-Jacques and so much more, like oysters on a half shell every night. If that isn't enough, try their Alaskan stone crab, middle neck clams. I always thought it was little neck clams, didn't you?
No.
It's middle neck clams?
I didn't hear of either one of them.
Oh. Jumbo shrimp scampi, and now for the first time, Maine lobster on weekends. If you still have room, sample their hand-carved prime rib, their new Thai specialties, too. The Emerald Coast promotes healthy living, too, because they don't use any crap, no MSG, no cornstarch. You'll never walk out of there with a headache, just a big smile on your puss, and they cook everything only with cholesterol-free oil, too. The buffet features a full salad bar, the new sushi bar, fresh shrimp cocktail, and if you have any room at all, like I said, bring a big sack and shove some dessert in there, because they've got a great dessert station featuring Belgian waffles. Where is Randy Waffles, anyway? Belgian waffles, pies, cakes, pastries, ice cream with all your favorite toppings, and fresh fruit, the perfect ending to a perfect, gigantic, not just a meal, but a pig out. Emerald Coast, 3 locations for you in South Florida. They're on Sunrise at Pine Island, in Sunrise. They're in that place, Pine Island of 44th Street. Collins Avenue, just north of 163rd Street, North Miami Beach, and at the intersection of Flamingo and Pembroke Roads in Pembroke Pines. So take the whole family to Ganze Mishpacha or book your next business luncheon right now, or for the holidays, let these folks do the cooking for you. Takeout and delivery always available. Call 954-572-3822. 954-572-3822 for the world-amazing Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Now, an open letter to all movie critics from the Cat in the Hat.
To all those who said my movie would bomb, I'm as big a star as Denzel or Tom. 40 million in tickets sold, and so I beat the bejesus out of Russell Crowe. I'm the hottest thing in Hollywood. I did it when no one said I could. To all those mean, hateful no-stummers who drive their Mercedes and shiny black Hummers, now go eat your words, you fuzzy jean shallot, and pummel yourself in the head with a mallet. To Rex and to Richard, to Roger and Joel, shove it up your butt with a big greased pole. Miss Cat is on top of the office of Fox, and all of your heads are full of rocks. Now all can be jealous of this red-hot kitty who's wearing more bling than Snoop or P. Diddy. The freaks and the hoes all over my crib. Last night making love, I broke a rib. So screw all the critics who doubted the cat. Let them all make a poopy in my giant striped hat.
This has been an open letter to all movie critics from the Cat in the Hat.
So in other words, if I said Tom Brady is an MILS, would that have some significance?
What's that mean?
Anyway, I got some bad news for you.
Yeah.
The email that you sent me. See, I told you, you do the easy way, the sure way. You're always got to email. You're always going to email. Guess what? I'm trying to open up the email. It says Hotmail has permanently blocked the following potentially unsafe attachments, president.org. How do you like that?
You could,
so you're trying to feed me some kind of a virus or some kind of crap or something like that. You're trying to feed some worm into my computer.
From ABC News.
Well, guess what? Well, Hotmail has permanently blocked it. They said, Bafangula, baby. You're not getting in this thing.
Type in ABC News.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, in other words, my search? Or is this the website?
This is the website.
Well, I can't do that. Now I got 8 million. Because of you, look at that thing. I got a URL up there. It's got 40,000 words in it. Maybe not 40,000.
About 30, man.
1,000. 65 votes. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? It'll help Dean a lot, 27. It'll make no difference, 16. I don't care. I'm for Bush, 10, 15.3%. It guarantees the nomination for Dean 9. It'll actually hurt Dean 3. I don't even know why I put that on there, but I knew somebody would vote for it, and I was right. Okay, now what's the website?
One moment, please. Well, I was trying to print it, and I'm having printing problems, as you know.
Why? That's still going on?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Duff and Clarence would be in there right on
You're
it.
funny. This thing's long as a mile. We can't do this on the air.
Okay.
I'll write it down and fax that
you can't give me the website? Well, so in other words, you can't fax it to me either?
No. I'll fax you the website. I can't print it up. I got to write it down and fax that.
Oh, my God. What a joke. Everything here is working fine in my palatial Toronto studio, eh? Another reason I can't possibly be more than a few weeks in that joint. I told you you were on vacation that week. The first day I sat down there on a Monday morning, I wanted to tear my hair out. The phone was all screwed up, and the thing, just like you're having, wouldn't print anything out. Mm-hmm. Man.
In answer to your question, no, he did not win any southern states.
Well, there you go. See, we went through all of that. Killed about 15 minutes doing it. Nice going, guys. Thank you. He did not win Louisiana, Alabama with a banjo on his knee, Mississippi,
Maryland,
Georgia,
and New Mexico are as southern as it got.
Well, Maryland is not exactly what you call a southern state, and neither is New Mexico, hardly considered a southern state.
Illinois, Iowa.
No.
Pennsylvania.
Last time I checked, those were not southern. Yeah, I know New York, New Jersey, Vermont, New Hampshire. Did he win New Hampshire? Maine.
No, he did not win New
Rhode
Hampshire.
Island. New Hampshire was the only state in New England he lost.
Right.
Michigan.
Yes.
I'm doing this from memory, of course.
Very
California.
C.
Washington, Oregon.
No, not Oregon. Washington, yes. Oregon, no.
Oh, my God. That's depressing.
Yeah, I know.
Illinois.
C.
He lost Ohio.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And Dakotas, he did not win either one of them, those Neanderthal places. Didn't win Montana.
No.
Or Oklahoma.
No.
Or Texas.
No.
Or Zona.
No.
Or Utah. Or Wyoming.
No. He won Hawaii.
Lost Alaska.
Right.
I think that's it.
That's it. Very good.
Isn't it?
That's it.
Well, we don't have to mention all the southern states like the Carolinas because, like you said, nothing could be finer than losing Carolina. Ivan faxes here. It says, I was listening to your program yesterday on my way back from an interview. Lost my high-paying job 2+ years ago. Like those 3 million other people out there who aren't quite sharing in this great economic comeback that they keep giving us a song and a dance about. Oh, Dow 10,000. Yeah, I remember it was 11.7. Okay, Dow 10,000, my ass. And by the way, it ain't 10,000. It's, what is it? 99.77. It just can't quite get it up. It's like, and then it falls again. But then, of course, 245 when Alan Greenspan makes his big announcement there, 2:15 or whatever it is this afternoon. Oh, wow, we're going to keep interest rates the same. The American dollar, let me tell you right now, is worth a dime. It ain't worth a crap. You could just wipe your ass with it. Do you know that the euro is like, I don't even want to look at it today, over 122. You know what it was about a year and a half ago? 92 cents. And now it's 122 against the dollar. The Canadian dollar a year and a half ago was 62 cents. Now it's 77 plus. It's enough to make you gag. But anyway, Ivan says, I was listening to your program yesterday on my way back from an interview when I heard you ask about Puerto Rican delicacies. Having been there so many times, here are some for Pudge, just as we send Pudge packing. So instead of sending him packing him a sandwich, we'll pack him a mofongo. Hey, mofongo, Pudge. Ivan. Oh, look at this. How do you like that?
Yeah,
that's not Ivan, that's Ivan.
C.
As in Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. Wow. I'll be damned. Mofongo, it's like a Boston toaston, or like a big toaston made of mashed green plantains that have been fried and shaped in a large container, may be filled with meat, shrimp creole, or lobster creole, normally served in a container that resembles a mortar. Wow, I'm mortified hearing that. Aren't you?
Yeah, man.
Pastels, very similar to tamales, but made of mashed green plantains and has some kind of meat, i.e. chicken, pork, etc., or human remains, in a Creole sauce, and the entire mass is wrapped in a banana leaf and then placed in hot water until it cooks.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there's nothing like human excrement in Creole sauce. See, that's what they do, is they do anything they put in, anything that's laying around, just shove it in some of that Creole sauce. It's good for you. Alcapurrias. It's a fritter made of mashed green plantains that have been a filling like meat or seafood. A fritter. You know, I haven't had a corn fritter in about 100 years.
Me either. Had some
good.
Hush Puppies.
Where you used to get corn fritters? Like at the fair?
Okay. That's one
County
place.
fair, something like that? Corn
I think they
fritters.
gave them to us in school.
And I hope I pronounced this right, Yvonne. Coquito. I have one of those.
That's right. It's a little coconut.
It's the typical Puerto Rican eggnog, having rum and coconut to flavor the eggnog. Normally the Latin eggnog is heavy on the rum. Well, of course it is. Because them Latinos, man, they like to get a little cockeyed, a little goofed up.
Yeah, man.
Worked at the party last night is what I'm hearing. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. But a good time was had by all. Here's, let's see, one of our perverted faxers says, I was watching an old show on ESPN Classic with Howard Cosell. He rubbed elbows with the elite. He was respected. He was and is a legend. I believe Mo thinks he is on Cosell's level.
Absolutely.
Oh, what a joke. The way he drops names and acts like an arrogant snob, but Mo is a schmo, writes our chronic faxer. How do you like that? Let's see. Yesterday, Mr. Ego states to his trove of caller that he would like to put to rest any rumors that he's considering the vacated slot on WQM that was previously filed by Scott Farrell. Oh, my God.
Oh, you know, I should have read that.
This is the joke of the century, folks. This is the best. This made my day, my week, and made my entire life. Mr. Ego, Steve Kane, is denying officially that he's not considering... Wow. He states to his trove of caller that he would like to put to rest any rumors that he's considering the vacated slot on WQM that was previously filled by Scott Farrell. Mr. Ego stated he makes more money on his current show, would have to take a cut and pay to move to QAM. Also, he thought very carefully about this, did not think that brand of talk would work well before the very old Neil Rogers show, says Chris. Right, Mr. Ego, with your 14 old cocker listeners. Right, talk about old.
Rumors started by...
I beg your pardon?
Rumors started by...
By him.
I see.
Here's a fax that says, I just received this email from the true majority. It says, Pants on Fire is coming to Florida. Take him for a spin. What does this mean?
I don't know. I figured you could translate it.
I have no idea what that means.
It sounded gay to me. I don't know.
I've seen some guys who acted like they had their pants on fire. Needed a hose job. Put the old flame out. Barbara's CD dodges drudge sludge. I love this. Again, the right-wingers, they just throw a lot of crap up there and hope that it hits the ceiling. Well, this one didn't do it. Didn't do it, Matt. Miss Fudge. The New York Daily News reports today, Barbara Streisand survived another right-wing hook this weekend. Conservative internet gossip Matt Drudge, a.k.a. Miss Fudge, posted a story Sunday that the liberal singer may be stripped of her Grammy nomination since her album was in stores 2 weeks after the deadline. Not only did he have it on the website, but like breathlessly with a huge picture and a gigantic headline. The movie album on which the 61-year-old performer sang Smile and other film songs in front of a 75-piece orchestra was nominated in the Best Traditional Pop Vocal category. The CD was released to record stores October 14 after the September 30, what day?
About 30, man.
Cutoff set by the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences. Ironically, it was available on technology nobody knows how to use better than Drudge. The movie album was available as a full album commercially via download on www.buymusic.com as of September 30th, on Columbia Records spokeswoman Claire Mercury told us, which meets, of course, the Grammy eligibility. NARAS spokesman Diane Theriot said Sony's documentation was fully acceptable, no problem. And Miss Fudge, once again, gets it wrong. Been too much hanky-panky with Miss Kunst, I think. Be careful how you say that.
I always
we got the latest, also today's New York Daily News got the latest on Howard Stern and Don Imus, that little contretemps. It's kind of amusing. We'll get to it. I still don't have that map.
I faxed the address.
Oh, thank God. Well, this is quite a project, huh?
Ain't it?
abcnews.go.this section, Go to hell, stick it in your nose, up
but
your ass.
It's excellent once you get there. It's very thorough.
Oh, the next fan hit tomorrow is with the Scott Jr. at a place to be determined, right?
Yeah,
we got 45,000, $45. We're over 45 grand. Anyway, we'll make our 50, I hope. Today's December, 9th?
Right.
We got a shot, man. Just like Jimmy Johnson said, we got a shot. We'll have the best Neil merchandise and the Joe and Mark toy drive. 11 to 2 tomorrow. We'll let you know where it's going to be because it doesn't say on this thing. Do we know? No.
We don't know.
Let me tell you right now, if you want to lose some weight, how's Katrina doing? She had lost 10.5 pounds as the last time we checked with her last week on Balance for Life.
That's right.
See, everybody that does it and sticks with it, they lose weight. That's the key. And, of course, the reason it's so easy to stick with Balance for Life, unless you're a real disgusting pig like the Beast, is the fact is that you don't have to worry about what to eat because they do it all for you, except filling out the menu. You do that once a week, you fax it back to them, and then they send you right to your door exactly what you want. And there's plenty of food in there. You don't have to go off the wagon because Balance for Life delivers in that black sack every morning 3 gourmet meals, 2 delicious snacks right to your doorstep at work, at home, wherever you like, and you'll be full and happy and satisfied all day long. We're not talking about prefabricated crap like some of those others. I don't want to say Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, things like that. We're talking about fresh, delicious goodies, stuff that you'll love. So let Balance for Life finally, once and for all, help you lose the weight. There's no calorie counting, no carb counting, nothing except eating fresh, delicious food and watching the weight pour off on that scale every single day. Call them today, 954-568-3229. If you're sick and tired of being fat and gigantic, out of shape, unhealthy, lethargic, maybe diabetic or on the verge of it, here could be the answer you've been praying for. Balance for Life. 954-568-3229, or check them on the World Wide Web at balanceforlife.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Hi, this is Steve Goldstein, but you can call me Geldy. Whenever I'm in town, I listen to... Wait a minute, I am in town. It's the 12 to 1 hour.
Rupert got the big move, gone from Survivor. evil stare. His whole body covered up with dark black hair. People thought he'd win, they consider it a sin. He took the other tribe's shoes and stole their underwear. Rupert got the big boot, gone from Survivor.
All right.
Won damn near every challenge, but I guess it hurt. Everyone got tired of his stupid skirt. They put out his torch, sent it back to his front porch. Now the only thing he wins is his filthy tie-dye shirt. Rupert got the big boot, gone from Survivor. Burton wanted Rupert gone since he came back. He and fellow outcast Lil are back on track. They're calling the shots, acting like two cocky snots, and the latest one to fall was the big old lumberjack. Rupert got the big boot, gone from Survivor. Now I have no interest in the way it ends. Guess I'll just go back to NBC and Friends. It's a rotten shame, God, I just can't stand this game. I'd like to go there myself and break every camera lens. 'Cause Rupert got the big boot, gone from Survivor. He is gone from Survivor.
Oh! Trouble 3, and guess what? You know that long URL that you sent me?
Yeah.
I typed it all in. It said, sorry, but the site that you're searching is no longer available. So then I went to, I typed in 2000 Bush-Gore election, electoral, state-by-state electoral results, and here's the CNN thing right here.
Okay.
Don't have no pretty map, but I got the numbers I wanted, and I was right. Tennessee, with its 11 electoral votes, I would have put Gore over the top. His home state.
Right.
Didn't win it.
Mm-mm.
Number one, he didn't have Clinton come there. He didn't have Bubba come and campaign with him. But number two, speaking of Bubba Mices, he had Lieberman on the ticket. They don't like no Jews in Tennessee, mister. I'll tell you that right now. I was in Nashville for a month in 1980, and you won't be no Jews in Nashville. I'll kick your ass right out. Even now. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tennessee, 11 would have given Gore 277 and given Bush 260. Put Al right over the top. Needed to win 270. Got it? So even though they couldn't have fixed it in Florida, because then, see, they wouldn't have wasted their time in Florida, and Gore would have gotten the right count, and he would have won that too. So it would have been not a landslide. He'd have had a comfortable victory just with one state, his home state of Tennessee. Damn it. Gosh dang, as Bud Paxton would say. Gosh dang Italians. Man, California, Connecticut, D.C., Delaware, Hawaii, Iowa, Illinois, Massachusetts, Maryland, Maine, Minnesota, Michigan, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, West Virginia, Wisconsin. Those are where the living and breathing people live. Gore won all of those. Look at the states that Bush won, man. I rest my case. Arkansas. Oh, that's from Clinton. Alabama. Anybody living and breathing in Alabama?
No.
No Jews allowed. Arizona. Bastion of the right-wing extremists, like I said last week, who all got kicked out of California. What the hell's AR?
Arkansas?
No. Arkansas is AK. I thought AK stand up for Alta Cockers. Oh, Alaska, I see. No chance. Alaska with Ted Stevens up there. Bunch of right-wing lunatics. Colorado. Well, Colorado could be, I don't know. A lot of right-wingers there, too. Florida, which we know was fixed. Georgia. Idaho. You see any Jews in Idaho? No.
No, not even
Indiana. Indiana, where they talk like they're in Texas. Somebody forgot to tell them where they are on the map. I told you this a long time ago, and trust me, do not ever go to Indianapolis unless it's to visit our friends Bob and Tom, because other than that, there ain't nothing. They're in Schmidt. You go to Indianapolis, and you look on the map, it's like right in the center of the country, right? But man, they talk in not in Fort Wayne or the northern part, but in the southern part of the state with a real heavy drawl. Kansas, oh, forget about that. Kentucky, rednecks. Louisiana, more rednecks. Missouri. Well, that's John Ashcroft probably put the fix in there. Mississippi, Montana, North Carolina, North Dakota. No, what's NE?
Nebraska?
NE is Nebraska, right? NV is Nevada. New Hampshire. Kind of surprised about Nevada. That was only 4, though. Although, you know something? If Gore would have won Nevada, he'd have won. 4 electoral votes. Don't bet on it, Al. 4. That would have given him 270 and Bush 267. 4 little teeny tiny votes in the dice rolling state of Nevada. Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. How could they have both won West Virginia? Oh, they didn't. Washington was the one I said before. My mistake, my bad. Washington, Gore won. West Virginia and Wyoming, of course, Bush. West Virginia alone, that would have done it. They usually goes Democratic in presidential elections. West Virginia's got 5. Would that have done the job?
Yes.
Yeah, even that one. So in any of those states, any of these things, he wouldn't have had to have that whole business with Florida and the Chads and all the embarrassment and humiliation and the war in Iraq and all these dead people. How do you like that? I just mention this in passing because, again, this is the only show you'll hear it on. It's the truth. I don't care what anybody says. There is no way that a bunch of rednecks in mugwump states, there's no chance, even a southern guy like Al Gore from Tennessee, is even after 8 years of unprecedented prosperity and all the big budget surplus that's all vanished, there's no way that them Goyim are going to vote for a Jew on the ticket. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, don't tell anybody about Howard Dean's wife. Anyway.
Okay.
Move along fast. New York Daily News today says way more than 24 hours have passed since Howard Stern threatened to reveal information about one of Don Imus's daughters if Imus didn't apologize to Stern's gal pal.
I apologize.
Which inspires me to play something I haven't played yet today.
Imus is so boring.
What's better than a live radio show every morning on TV? Well, just about anything. But that hasn't stopped MSNBC from teaming up with radio's original bad boy, who now looks like a nasty old lady.
Listen, Bernie.
Imus.
Tell that intern this coffee sucks.
Yes, every morning, see Imus listen to a tape of other people's comedy bits, live on the air.
I need a hammer to bite into this muffin. Will somebody give me a fresh one, please? Thank you.
See his wild behind-the-scenes antics.
Hey, listen to me, stupid. I am the I-man. You are the walrus. Cuckoo-ca-choo. Now get me some fresh coffee or you're fired.
Imus. He's irreverent.
So, what's the deal with the Pope?
He's topical.
So, what's the deal with this Watergate raid?
He's incoherent.
I'll tell you what, that, is it government president? What the hell is it? I don't know.
He's
Imus and he's boring.
And he's only on MSNBC, a cable channel nobody watches, and a bunch of AM radio stations nobody listens to.
And when somebody gets some fresh jingle,
it's Imus.
Manny Ramirez.
See, I'm thinking that would be a good poll someday. Who's the most incoherent? Have we already done that?
Incoherent? I don't think we have.
No, we've never done that. Who's the most incoherent of them all?
Unintelligible.
Tom Brokaw.
Right.
Don Imus. The Crow. Anyway,
Bob Dylan.
Getting back to Howard Sperm and Don Imus. On Thursday, Imus producer Bernard McQuirk, in character as Jason Williams, made crude comments about relations he'd supposedly had with Stern's love, Beth Ostrowski. A furious Stern called Imus at WFAN, who summarily hung up on him. He still hasn't apologized. Yesterday, the K-Rock star, Howard told Steppin' Out magazine editor Chauncey Hayden that it's too late for apologies now because Stern claimed Ostrowski plans on suing Imus. That may be difficult as the remarks were made during a satirical skit. Plus, what's more, the two shock jocks work for the same parent company, Infinity Broadchasing. So there you go. But the contretemps goes on between Imus and Howard, who hated each other for years and years and years, ever since Howard brought that bottle of booze in that one day. Yeah, he used to send booze to Imus when Imus was in rehab. He used to have couriers send booze to his house.
Good plan.
Yeah, nice going. Nice going, Howie. At any rate. 5670560. Let's hear about Al Gore. Is the audience whipped up or what?
Oh!
Huh? You whipped up into a frenzy after this morning? There's Paul Bagala.
May not be able to beat Bush. That's the real concern that Democrats have. And Al Gore took that on head-on in Harlem this morning. He could not have helped Dean anymore.
There you go. Al Gore got head in Harlem this morning.
Or Dean. Yes, because he was right about the war.
He figured if it worked for Bubba, it might work for him. You know something? If he would have got a BJ before the election, he'd have won. 142 votes. What's your take? Can you even imagine that? Oh, I can't even. I'm sorry.
Would have put some curve in his spine, that's for sure.
Oh, God. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? 146 votes. It'll help Dean a lot, 63. It'll make no difference, 36. It guarantees the nomination for Dean, 19. He's got it sewn up now, they say. I don't care, I'm for Bush, 19, which is 13%. Unlucky number. And it'll actually hurt Dean, 9. 9 said that. Just to be contrary. Just as the Chinese say, Azeo. Oh, line 6 we haven't had all day today, have we? WQAM. Nope. QAM. Going once. Howard Dean for president line. Oh, it's the muncher. He's munching on it.
Yeah.
WQAM, hello.
Hiya, Pally.
Oh, I think we have a legendary character forming at QAM.
Hiya, Pally.
The Fat Boy. Well, we'll have someone build him a monument in front after they bury his fat ass.
Out of what?
Pudge. WQAM.
Me toco el pipi cuando oigo.
Yeah, good for you, Spick. WQAM, hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Buenas tuya.
No, not me.
George, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. My wife is the one that called you a few weeks ago and gave you Pudge Packing, and I enjoy hearing it, and I laugh every time.
Excellent. Well, we sent Pudge Packing.
Yeah, we did, and we love it. We mapped it out. But anyway, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Who does your voices for your little 2-3 minute skits, you know, your songs and everything?
Reverend Jones. 12 minutes past noon at 560 WQAM. You don't think that was Reverend Jones?
I do.
That was him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, imagine this on your next mortgage. Imagine before you signed the deal, you got Todd Dreck lying on your dining room table right next to where the contract is, but all the blood luckily is pouring off the left side of the table and you're sitting over on the right end.
Oh!
And imagine this when you do make the deal, 0 closing costs, 0 application fee, 0 credit bureau fee, 0 discounted points. It's the last mortgage you'll ever need. And of course, we're talking now about the revolutionary Only One Mortgage from Financial Group. Now with an interest rate of just 1.95%. That means if you have a $200,000 loan, your payments are a mere $738 a month. Once you refinance or get a new home mortgage from Financial Group, you'll never ever pay closing costs again. So call them today, and when in doubt, check this out. 1-800-940-LANE is the number to call. That's a bonus one. I just threw it in there. Grab real financing power with a low-rate mortgage. You can move to your next property without further cost or expense, and it's called the Only One Mortgage from Financial Group. For details, it's 1-800-940-LANE. It's a whole new way to buy. You pay 0 underwriting fee, 0 doc fees, 0 prepayment penalty.
Yeah.
0 closing costs even when you move to another property. So get yourself financing at just 1.95%. Call 1-800-940-LEND and never pay closing costs again. The Financial Group. They're an equal housing lender. Restrictions apply. Rates subject to change monthly. 5.19 APR.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Yes.
Oh, I'd like to know who won the election. Said I'd like to know who won the election. Count the vote, baby, count the vote over, count the vote, baby, count the vote over, count the vote. Ever since this presidential race began, I've often wondered who was going to win. Some Palm Beach people went to do their voting chore. So count up all the ballots and find out who's gotten more. Those old folks seem to have one thing in common. Looks like lots of them just gave their votes to Patrick Buchanan.
Oh my God.
So I'd like to know who won the election.
Oh my God.
Yes, I'd like to know who won the election. Count the vote, baby, count the vote over, count the vote, baby, count the vote over, count the vote.
No.
The final tabulation started coming in. Then I saw a news flash on Channel 10. Some angry people all together in a bunch. They said they were confused and didn't know which hole to punch. Those old folks seem to have one thing in common. Looks like lots of them just gave their votes to Patrick Buchanan. So I'd like to know who won the election. Said I'd like to know who won the election. Oh, I'd like to know who won the election. Yes, I'd like to know who won the election. Count the vote, baby, count the vote over, count the vote, baby, count the vote over, count the vote. How many for Bush? Count the vote. How many for Gore?
About 30, man.
How many for Bush? Count the vote. Are there any more? Count the vote. They messed up the ballot. Count the vote. They messed up the
18 at 560 WQM. I finally took me 3 years to figure it out. You know that judge I was talking about in Palm Beach that kept looking up? We saw him all over the world on TV.
Right.
And that big eyeball looked like it was going to like pop right out of the socket.
Mm-hmm.
Finally figured it out. That's why I played that before.
You're looking for glory holes.
Yeah. That's what he was looking for.
Gory holes.
Anyway, 171 votes. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? You can tell this audience is on fire about it. Not. It'll help Dean a lot, 73. It'll make no difference, 41. I don't care, I'm for Bush, 26. 15.2%, which makes me want to barf. Makes me want to squat on the floor and drop a big number. It guarantees the nomination for Dean, 21, and it'll actually hurt Dean, 10. 5.8% of this astute audience says it'll actually hurt Dean. Right. Just like those union endorsements probably hurt him too, which is why he jumped from 17% in the November poll, or October, to 25% in the current one. Latest one, where they just flashed it on the screen again on CNN. 25%, Clark's got 17. Lieberman's got 10.
Oi!
In the latest presidential poll. Dean, the bandwagon is rolling, baby, and he ain't no Michael Dukakis.
No.
He ain't no Walter Mondale.
He ain't no band leader.
Right. Michael Jackson, by the way, who ain't no singer. New document made back Jackson's defense. You know, this is ABC News. The boy alleging Michael Jackson molested him told child welfare officials in February the entertainer never abused him, according to a document obtained by the Smoking Gun. The confidential memo on a police and child welfare investigation conducted in L.A. could prove damaging to the case against Jackson in Santa Barbara County. Wow, this goes, I don't even want to read this. This was about the tape and all this other stuff. He was covering his ass back in February when they started making rumblings that the Schmidt was going to hit the fan. Catch my drift?
I caught it.
In fact, Howard Stern said the Schmidt already hit the fan. It's on in the morning between 6 and 9, or 10, whatever the hell he goes off. Anyway, more on this. Social workers want to interview Michael Jackson's children, but have been stymied each time they visited Neverland Ranch. Sources told the New York Post yesterday. The child welfare investigators have been seeking a sit-down with the kids ever since the self-styled King of Plop was busted November 18 for allegedly molesting a 12-year-old cancer survivor at the ranch. Social workers have paid about a half a dozen visits to Neverland, but each time nobody's been at home except Teresa, and they said, okay, we'll take your kid because Rebecca is really pissed off. And Gwen. Well, you don't watch Passions, so you don't know what's going on. They're taking away Teresa's baby.
Oh. Her
baby. Everybody on that show's got a baby. Even I think Julian's got a baby. Jackson has not been seen in public since November 18, et cetera, and so on. L.A. defense lawyer Steve Cron said he's not surprised authorities want to check up on the kids. You don't need to be convicted of anything to be investigated, said Cron, lawyer for comic Paula Poundstone, who lost her kids for a year due to child endangerment charges. And it goes on about the fact he's got 2 sons, Prince Michael 1 and 2, and a daughter Paris, and everybody wonders who the real father was. And is he going to hang him over the balcony again or what? Are they hung? Oh, God. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. I want to see some enthusiasm. I'll play that Al Gore thing again. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, it was good.
If we know, there's not one line flash, and we're doing screenless this month out of the holidays, out of respect for the fact it's the holidays. A big screenless month. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Not that I don't have a real pile here, man. I got wild piles, like you wouldn't believe. Which is what led me to my little incident I had during the show yesterday.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about that.
Well, don't.
Okay.
Too embarrassing.
You could play Turd Talk.
I was doing that right in the chair yesterday with myself. WQAM.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Pretty good.
Great, you're the best. Listen, I think that the mothers of all of Michael Jackson's supposed children should be arrested for child endangerment.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they don't
Good
even
point.
know where one of them came from. 2 of them are that nurse, and then the other one, it just appeared somewhere, like he just got it somewhere.
Yeah, it just popped up.
I got another kid.
He's always having something pop up in his bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no pun intended.
Like magic mushrooms.
Listen, I got to tell George something. Hey, George, how you doing?
All right.
Okay, listen, blind date, okay, all-time low. Heidi Fleiss was the blind date.
Oh, I saw it, yeah.
Oh, was that classic?
What are they
sure
thinking?
glad I missed that.
Oh, it was bizarre. She made it clear that she couldn't go for a man that had less than $30 million.
At least she's honest.
Yeah.
About 30, man.
Okay, I'm out.
Okay, you're out, all right. I've seen some pretty hot people on Blind Date, as a matter of fact.
Yes, indeed.
I'm not that I would admit to watching it, but I've seen some pretty hot people on there.
No, it's hit or miss. Sometimes it's
Let's
it's
face
a hit.
it, that's the way it is now with your 60,000 channels on your cable with everybody in the world and your 45 satellite dishes if you got them. You keep flipping it and flipping it and flipping it, and the channel 2. And when you find somebody or something that looks pretty damn good, then that's where the flipping stops.
Then you rest.
No, then the real flipping starts. You know what I'm saying?
She wasn't a girl theology.
I don't call it flipping.
Oh, I'm taking my chances there with that Playboy TV. Keep your hand on a button.
You didn't really have sex.
Ooh,
Careful.
she doesn't have sex.
Oh, this is really exciting.
Nah, don't be too sure of that.
We got the net.
From me. Have you lost touch with reality?
Oop. Nobody's on hold either.
What is it?
Nobody's on hold, so if we have to dump something, it's just.
Oh, that's right. Well, then they wouldn't enjoy it though.
That's right.
$45,045 for abandoned pet rescue with our best of merchandise. The next van hit will be 11 to 2 tomorrow. Scott Jr., who's one of the strangest people in history, will be there with our best deal merchandise, and also for the Joe and Mark Toy Drive, I'll be expecting and accepting your donations. Some toys. You think they'll accept? If Michael Jackson was involved, they'd probably accept sex toys, right?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Fisher Price.
And the good news,
brand.
in case you tuned in late, is Scott Farrell looks like he's going to land on his feet in Chicago on the morning show. Wouldn't that be good?
Absolutely.
And it'd probably do pretty well there. Let's see. Here's the facts from Kathy in Deerfield, left-handed, whatever it says. Howard Dean is going to be in Miami this Saturday. The fundraiser is $50, and you can go to DeanForAmerica/Blues and click on Kathy Linkus, which is her, Linkous, to be counted under my invitation. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Come on, Neil, come through. It's only $50. Well, I don't think I'm going to fly all the way from Toronto to Miami to go see Howard Dean. In fact, I just saw him on my TV for free a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Kathy is, it's not enough, I guess, that I'm like pumping her thing here. I'm pumping her, but she also wants the $50, and the answer is no. Embarrassed for that. George will come through for you.
That's right.
Read
that website.
If he can't
again.
do it, Josh will send you the $50. A small change. Wait till you hear this, sports fans. City looks to get drugs via Canada. See, the American establishment, the fascist establishment, including the DEA and the FDA, oh, no, you can't take those drugs because they're going to kill you. All the people I see, except the ones that one guy that was in the theater yesterday, unfortunately, here in Toronto, everybody else is like walking around okay. They're popping plenty of stuff.
Fool's Paradise. They're about to drop.
Beginning next July, Boston, the city of Boston, plans to import prescription drugs from Canada, so says the Boston Globe this morning, for thousands of city workers and retirees under a cost-saving proposal Mayor Thomas Menino is announcing today. The pilot program outlined in remarks scheduled to be delivered at a city council hearing will probably shave about $1 million a year off the city's $61 million prescription drug bill, according to city estimates. The savings are expected to be relatively small at first because the program will be voluntary and cover a limited selection of medicines, like OxyContin maybe. Menino asserts in his comments, which were obtained by the Globe, that importing medications is safe, although the Federal Food and Drug Administration has repeatedly cautioned it can't ensure the safety of drugs brought in from Canada, and importation remains illegal. It can't ensure the safety of drugs brought in from Canada because this is a 10th world country, because everything here is dangerous and might kill you. And if you eat at McDonald's here, God only knows what kind of meat they're using. God, what? That's so sad. It's so sad. They want everybody in America to continue to be like a 5-year-old kid in a sandbox with his little pail and shovel, and believe me, they keep giving you plenty to shovel in there. You can smell it. So that's good. Boston is like standing up to him. Excellent. 12:27 at 560 WQM. Happy birthday. I guess I ought to play it again to my good buddy Shelley Bloom. Shouldn't I?
Yes, you
Price
should.
is right. Shelley's not announcing how old he is, but I can tell you how old his establishment is. 40 years old. That's right. For 40 years, Shelley Bloom's been doing you guys right in the same great location, 2650 Northwest 5th Avenue, Miami Fashion District. At Shelley Bloom's, you'll find fine men's clothing from suits and sport coats, slacks to dress and sport shirts, ties, and one of the largest selection of designer shoes anywhere in town. Shelley Bloom's got Italian slacks, I mean beautiful slacks, Super 120s in 15 colors for only $60. Giorgio Armani suits that sell from $1,395 to $1,595. You pay only $795, about half price at Shelley Bloom's Fashion Clothier, so why get ripped off someplace else? Shelley even offers a great selection of Italian suits starting at just $225 each. Service, selection, price. Those are the three ingredients that have kept Shelley Bloom in business in the same great location for over 40 years now. The selection is fantastic. Alteration is always free. And with thousands and zillions of suits in stock up to size 70, you can be sure and bet Josh's life on it. You're sure to find what you need in stock. So stop overspending at the malls and make the trip to Shelley Bloom's in the heart of the Fashion District in Miami. Open Monday through Saturday, 9:30 in the morning until 6 p.m. If you want to compare price, just talk turkey. Give Shelley a call at 305-573-5890. 305-573-5890. Shelley Bloom's Fashion Clothiers. No matter where you be, it's worth the trip. Happy birthday, Shelley, baby.
Live and local. This is 560.
The radio's all yours now.
QAM.
I like Dick a lot.
Unmistakably, this is television at its best.
Yes, over here, yes.
Governor Schwarzenegger, how big is your penis?
Well, I don't think this is really a governor's issue.
Is it smaller or bigger than a bread box?
Bigger.
Could you show it to us?
I hate to do it.
Come
Okay.
Holy kielbasa!
Alone, I cannot lift it. But together, we can.
This has been a presentation of ABC News.
12:32 at 560 WQM. Now, I'm going to tell you one of the reasons that newspapers suck.
Okay.
Even though we do get a lot of very good information about from newspapers. Like I'm looking at the Sun Sentinel website right now. Breaking news: Dow rallies crosses 10,000 for the first time in 18 months.
Oh!
The only problem with it is like falling back. 99.67.23. It's up a paltry 2.96 points. Not that I'm wishing any of you investors any ill, just because misery loves company, and Mitch Hirsch is a piece of crap. But anyway, it's like up like 2.5 points and sliding back. The Nasdaq's down 14.5. So when they put that headline on there on the website, yeah, it did cross like temporarily for like a millisecond, and then all of a sudden, right back down. They don't want to get a little bit too carried away because everybody's working. And speaking of that, I got a great story on our website today at neilrogers.com that you all should read. It's too long to read on here, although George will be depressed that I won't. Too long.
Oh, well.
Walmart's Big Squeeze Play by Harley Sorensen. Starts out by saying, question, when is big too big? Answer, when it's Walmart.
Yeah, man.
I just read a couple of paragraphs to wet your whistle.
All right.
And you can read it on the website.
Wet it.
She says, about 50 years ago when I lived in Seattle and worked at bowling, I stumbled one day upon a Luther League forum debating this question. Is it possible to succeed in business using Christian ethics? We didn't have rabid liberals and rabid conservatives in those days, or at least not many of them, so most of the people involved in the forum were what we now call middle of the road. The conclusion they reached at the end of the hour was a woeful no. Nobody wanted to admit that the golden rule was not a good business rule, but facts is facts, and the forum was an honest one, which brings us to Walmart. To the best of my knowledge, Sam Walton didn't break any laws building his fantastic Walmart empire, and his low-price philosophy certainly helped a lot of people, but Walton's success was ruthlessly created on the backs of fragile human beings, a good many of whom are worse off for the experience. So on balance, is Walmart more good than bad or more bad than good? And you can guess for yourself what the conclusion of this article is, and it goes on at fairly great length. It's on our website, neilrogers.com, along with a lot of other good stuff that you should be reading, and not enough people are. See, I think what we need to do is like take out maybe I'll pay for it, a full page ad in the USA Today or something like that.
Yeah.
And just promote our website.
Okay.
And then a lot of people could like listen to the show online. Right?
Right.
But most importantly, they could find one spot. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't find all these stories someplace else, because needless to say, with the vast news resources of QAM, we sure as hell aren't digging these things up on our own. But it's just, to me, it's like a godsend, from The Price is Right, and it saves you a hell of a lot of time from sifting through like hundreds and hundreds of newspapers and 85,000 websites every day, right?
Right.
I think we're doing it.
And you don't get ink on your fingers.
That's correct. Sometimes you get stink on your finger, but that's when you're a bad boy.
Or good.
5670560. Well, that's what Screwan said. How's that book doing? One in the pink and one in the stink, huh?
She's thinking of actually writing it. She's getting so much feedback from that.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Almost as good as my Best of Meals book. How I Attack the Buffet. 5-6, look at that phone, man. Is that weak or what? See what I'm saying? On a day when we started out with that Gore announcement, just for this audience, you think that the audience would be all pumped up and foaming at the mouth. They're not. They're busy shopping. They can't be bothered with us. Line 1 is working again. Is it ringing?
No.
No. Oh, yeah, it is now. WQAM, line 1.
You're gay.
Yeah, I know. You're an asshole. WQAM.
Yes, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi. I wanted to call about having you play that Miami Dolphin fight song again. That's great stuff, man.
Okay.
That's great stuff.
You're obviously not a Dolphin fan, I assume?
No, I'm not.
Who do you like?
I like the Jets.
The Jets. Well, nothing's perfect, but I will say this because I can relate. The next best thing to the Jets winning, in your case, would be the Dolphins losing.
There you go.
In fact, I feel the same way. If the Patriots can't win them all, at least if the Dolphins lose, it makes my day a lot better.
There you go.
Have a great day, Pally.
You too. Bye.
And you got it. Yeah, don't let me forget to play that.
Don't
40,
forget.
50 times. You know what else I got to play again? Oh, I should be playing it every hour on the hour.
Yes, you should.
The Mickey Mouse thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Remus. Remus is my favorite. Mickey's okay, but Remus is he's just something special.
He's the bomb diggity.
He be the bomb. He the man. Speaking of he the man, stunt woman to Sue Schwarzenegger. Arnold we just heard about with his stunt penis. Arnold Schwarzenegger is being sued by a woman who claims he launched a dirty tricks campaign against her on the eve of his election as California governor, it emerged today. Stuntwoman Rhonda Miller was one of a number of women who claimed to have been groped by the actor-turned-politician, but the day before Californians went to the polls, Schwarzenegger's office allegedly issued an advisory to the media detailing information about a convicted criminal called Rhonda Miller. Within hours, Ms. Miller was branded a criminal on news programs. Only days after the election, with Schwarzenegger victorious, did it emerge that Ms. Miller had no criminal record. The information alluded to by the Schwarzenegger campaign team and carried on a law enforcement website was about a different woman with the same name. How do you like that? Must have been just an accident, don't you think?
I'm sure.
Gloria Allred, the unctuous Gloria Allred, a California attorney who appeared alongside Ms. Miller when she made her groping claims, was holding a press conference today to announce the lawsuit. At the briefing, she'll announce I wonder if it's not on anywhere. She'll announce the filing of libel lawsuit against Governor Schwarzenegger and his campaign committee, the office said, because it's only 9:30 out there. She said in a statement, on October 6, 2003, Ms. Miller held a news conference with Ms. Allred in which Ms. Miller alleged she had been sexually harassed by Mr. Schwarzenegger when she worked as a stuntwoman in a movie with him. Shortly after the news conference today, the Schwarzenegger campaign sent email to reporters which appeared to suggest that Ms. Miller was a convicted felon. Always attack the bitch, okay? Always attack the victim, whether it's Kobe, whether it's anybody, right?
Right. Works like a charm.
Always attack the victim, just like Robert Blake, your buddy there.
Mm-hmm. She had it coming.
Just like OJ, the bitch had it coming. The truth was, however, that the Rhonda Miller who held the news conference with Ms. Allred had never been arrested for anything in her life. The false information about Ms. Allred's client was broadcast on national television. No comment was immediately available from Schwarzenegger. He's still looking for the groper, the Fuhrer groper. The Gropen Fuhrer. He's still looking for him. I guess he didn't shave today. Just look in the mirror, Arnold. I mean, what kind of crap in the news media they reported with a straight face after the election is over, then he's going to conduct his own investigation.
Right.
What does that mean? Is he going to, subject himself to truth serum or something like that?
It means, shut up.
Hook himself up to a lie detector? Did I really grope them or not? Well, I was engaged in some rowdy behavior at a set of movies. Let me tell you right now, boys and girls, that was the day, if there were any doubts, that was the day the final nail went in the American coffin.
Yes.
48% in California, in such a liberal supposed state. Broad-minded, progressive thinking and breathing, just because they wanted to say goodbye to Gray Davis. And so they elect a man who is just unbelievably functionally illiterate. He sounds like he just got off the goddamn banana boat. The bratwurst boat. Man, how long has he been here? How many years?
About 30, man.
He still can't speak worth a crap. 12:40, 20 till 1. You know what that makes me want to play?
I give up.
Well, I haven't played it in a long time. I'm not playing it now.
Jump in the taxi cab.
See? Makes me want to inspire me. Well, I'll get them all in.
It's a good time for the great taste.
Speaking of that, how about a segue for Balance for Life, huh? Katrina's lost about 10.5 pounds, and probably more than that. Have we seen her at all this week or not?
Well, yesterday.
And she said?
10.5 pounds.
10.5 pounds. Not bad. She's only been on a couple of weeks, I think, since November 17th. Less than a month. What is that, 24? Like 2.5 weeks. Balance for Life is easy. You've tried the others, and one of the reasons that it's so difficult to stay on them is because, number one, a lot of them are boring. Number two, the food is crappy, and those prefab jobs like Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and some of those. And number three, who the hell can count all the calories and the carbs? Who can do that? I'll tell you who can do it, the people at Balance for Life. They do it for you. And that's why they put together fantastic food, 5 feedings a day, 3 gourmet meals, 2 delicious snacks are in your black sack. All you do is reach outside the door every morning by 6 a.m. It's there, and then you just manja all day long. It's plenty of food to keep you happy and satisfied throughout the day so you don't cheat. That's the secret. And nothing is frozen or prefab. Everything is fresh and delicious. And you get to choose between 2 choices for each meal and snack every day that you're on the program. Balance for Life are the only folks who let you do that. So if you really finally, once and for all, want to try something that can work the delicious way with stuff that is fresh and delicious and tastes great, here's the answer for you, Balance for Life. You just might start seeing a lot of good results on that scale in a matter of days, especially if you stick with it, beast. Let Balance for Life help you lose that disgusting, ugly, unhealthy weight by calling 954-568-3229. 954-568-3229, or find more information about their program on their website, balanceforlife.com.
We're Sports Radio 560, QAM.
All right. Miami has the Dolphins. They're the worst football team They flub the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're on the ground, that's where they'll stay. They're never in control.
No.
And when you say Miami, you're talking toilet bowl, 'cause they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league?
About 30, man.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Don't bet on them, you'll always lose. They don't know how to tackle. They don't know how to block. Their coaches ought to tell them to put Bengay in their jocks.
Yes.
Then they would run much faster, and even in defeat. When we go to the stadium, we'll see Miami Heat, and they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league?
About 30, man.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. The team that hasn't got a clue. Miami has the Dolphins, but the Dolphins have no fans. Just 50,000 assholes sitting in the stands.
Wreck 'em.
They watch the game and all they do is moan and gripe and bitch. I wonder how Joe Robbie got to be so goddamn rich. And they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league?
32.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. I hear the crowd begin to boo. The Dolphins have Jay Fiedler. That quarterback's a Jew. Run down the field and he will throw a pass over you. Oh, he'll never win a Super Bowl. You shouldn't be surprised. When he gets cut, that doesn't mean that he was circumcised. And they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league?
About 30, man.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Jay calls his signals in Hebrew.
Absolutely.
The Dolphins have no defense and their offense is a joke. Like George Bush eating pretzels, you know they're gonna choke. They'll always disappoint you when they're in a playoff race. With fewer points than pockmarks on Huizinga's ugly face. And they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. Oh, what the hell, 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Now they're through.
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing, next Monday could be really ugly, baby. I'll tell you that. If anybody knows really ugly, it's me. 1248 at 560, and just like I said about Arnold, good timing. Whoever faxed this in, thank you so very, very much.
Mm-hmm.
From the Mercury News Sacramento Bureau, just weeks after vowing to investigate allegations of sexual harassment against him, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger has changed his mind, saying, it's time to move on. At least OJ, he's still looking for them killers on a golf course. But Arnold, he don't have time now. He's busy being governor of California, so it's time to move on. More than a dozen allegations of harassment and groping surfaced against the movie star turned politician in the last days of the recall campaign, prompting Schwarzenegger to acknowledge that he had sometimes behaved badly on rowdy movie sets. He apologized to anyone he may have offended, a mea culpa his communications director reiterated yesterday. The governor, after consulting with legal counsel and advisors, has determined that an investigation would be rather pointless given the political nature this has taken on, said Rob Stutzman, Schwarzenegger's communications director. The L.A. District Attorney's Office said it has no investigation, no complaint on which to act, and so the governor has concluded, as we believe most Californians have, it's simply time to move on so we can focus entirely on the job Californians sent here to do. He remains sincere in his apology to anyone he's offended. Right. That's what Ted Bundy would have said if he had the chance. Right?
Oh,
I
yes.
apologize. Let's move on.
So what's your antidote?
In fact, I think that's what, what's his name? This Rodriguez guy's going to say, too. Time to move on. I apologize, and let's move on. And who's got the burritos? Attorney General Bill Lockyer, who has urged Schwarzenegger to hire a firm to investigate the claims, had no comment yesterday. Said his press secretary, Hallie Jordan, no kin to Halle Berry. I forgot that Halle Berry had that nasty marriage to Dave Justice. that
Yeah.
ended in a real bitter, nasty, hostile, miserable divorce and her thinking about committing suicide. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah. Lawyer Gloria Allred, who represents a woman who, and you notice one thing about them, they're both exactly the same complexion. Because she's got a white mother and a dark-complected father. And he said something about your mama, Dave Justice. Lawyer Gloria Allred, boy, she's just everywhere, who represents, well, it's the same story, urged the woman to sue Schwarzenegger, said the governor's decision was not surprising, but it's insufficient. Insufficient. The issue is not going to go away. Any attempt to cover it up or run from it is going to be seen for exactly what it is. She said he needs to be accountable. Allred, a Democratic activist who donated to former Governor Gray Davis's campaign, suggested that Schwarzenegger should set an example by holding a public forum so women could air their grievances. The governor's about-face may create a perception problem for his fledgling administration, said Joe Sorrell, a veteran Democratic consultant. A lot of people will just laugh because they didn't think it was going to happen to begin with. This is underscoring what people anticipated, right?
Absolutely.
Right. We knew it. I mean, how idiotic have you got to be? Well, I'll investigate it after the election. The whole idea of the allegations were to prove how unfit he was to be the governor, what a scumbag he is, but he's going to investigate his own actions after he gets in there. And the public said, yeah, sure. Man, talk about stupid, idiotic jerks. We're in the wrong business.
Oh, I know.
We ought to be selling snake oil out there on the highway, make a fortune. I'm telling you.
Or something.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. 250 votes on a poll on neilrogers.com. I thought that this poll would explode. Didn't you? My God. Major development in the presidential. They just don't care. They've given up. They're waiting for the ball games like the guy who wants to hear the Dolphin thing. Can you imagine that? Oh, I played it. 254 votes. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? It'll help Dean a lot, 109. It'll make no difference, 57. I don't care, I'm for Bush, 43, 16.9%. There's that usual stubborn 17 or 18% that I'm always telling you about. Constant, never changes. Even with Lardass on here right now, popping those oxys. It guarantees the nomination for Dean. Look how many people said that.
About 30, man.
And it'll actually hurt Dean. 15 silly people, 5.9% out of 254 said it'll actually hurt Dean, that Gore endorsed him. See, if Lieberman would have endorsed him, then people would be saying, Lieberman's pulling out and this Orthodox Jew's endorsing, we better watch out. Right? Isn't that what they would have said?
Death wish.
Even I would said, hey, Wes Clark ain't all bad, and his father's Jewish. WQAM.
Watch out. Right?
QAM. Hola. When is... Yes, sir.
Hi, Pally.
WQAM, hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you, my buddy?
Pretty good.
Did anybody bring up to you about Huizenga's son with the deal?
Had it on yesterday, sir, when it was like in all the newspapers, when it was a news story. Did anybody bring up to me about Huizenga's son? No, I can't imagine what you're talking about. Not that DUI. 5670560. You know, seriously, there are so many of these, and just like the guy called toward the end of the show yesterday. Oh, did you hear about Huizenga's brother?
Yeah. Well, we're still getting faxes on it.
What he did was he got like a little tidbit about Wayne Huizenga Jr. is the brother of Robert Huizenga, who's the one with the DUI, his second one, by the way, and they're both Wayne's sons, Wayne Sr. So this guy, did you hear about Wayne's brother? Maybe we missed something about Wayne's brother. Right. WQAM.
Miserable son of a
bitch. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, hey Neil, Mo was hurting for material this morning. Did you hear
Absolutely.
about the joke when after they played one of your promos? He goes, Neil Rogers, the number one choice for all deaf mutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, can you stop laughing?
No.
Okay, well that's all I have.
Well, don't make that mistake again.
I'll try.
Okay. There's our first lady in a couple of days, as a matter of fact, on the show, and she had some pretty lame material there about Mo, a silly spy report. You're desperate, Mo.
Absolutely.
You're pathetic.
Absolutely.
And how could he be short of material? I guess he doesn't want to talk about the truth about that embarrassment on Sunday and about the fact that he and his little partner there, his little suckhole partner that wants badly off of that show, were opening up a big mouth all last, well, the Patriots have been so lucky and blah, 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 and the Dolphins are going to be 12-4 and they're going to, like, win the division, all this other crap. As usual, full of crap, in total denial, sucking up, even though your family attends all the home games with Jets outfits on. Who the hell are you kidding, man? You bleed green and white, and we'd like to see it. Right after we shove after we bring the guy to mop up the Todd Dreck blood pile there. Yeah. Then we'd like to see some of that green and white blood from Mo.
Absolutely.
Gallons of it. 5670560, Pound 560 on it. Believe you me, everybody in the building would line up. There'd be a standing over. They'd be cheering. See? They're cheering already. Just thinking about it. There'd be like a ticker tape parade up and down 441 right out there by Chuck's sub-center. WQAM.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
It is so nice to see everybody get crazy and jacked up over a stupid old Al Gore who no one cares about, who is totally pointless.
But you mean the guy that won the election 3 years ago? That guy. Nobody cares about, right. Another one of those bush lickers. You keep convincing yourself, man. By the way, did we ever get that picture on our homepage yet?
Which one?
The one about Mo Bush?
I don't mow.
Oh, you don't mow? Well, let me take a puke and see if it's on there.
You mow?
Oh, presidential Mo Bush.
All right.
Oh, that's the best. This one makes anything else we've ever had. And look at the pictures underneath it.
Yeah,
oh,
I
love it.
too.
Uh-oh, Precious on Passions is going to be really pissed off. She might sue us for that.
We want to thank all our contributors.
Thanks very much to all those folks who make that possible. The Commander-in-Chimp. Oh, this is the all-time best. Yeah, all these people getting whipped up about Al Gore. Nobody cares about who won the election, you mean, sir? Who won 500,000 more popular votes and who got ripped off in Florida, just like Howard Dean said this morning. The man who really won the 2000 election, that guy? Oh, brother, who the hell are you kidding? 12:56 at 560 WQM. We got the Mad Dog.
All right.
Who hates Mo like poison, by the way, and gets pink in the face when people ask him about it. Mad Dog at 2. The Humper is at Shula's at 4. Or no, he's in the studio. Excuse me. He's in the studio. They're going to come and slap him on the wrist. Just watch yourself, Humper. Just don't take any wooden nickels, man. It's not worth it.
That was funny.
Hurricane warm-up at 7. The Maryland-Baltimore County Blind Girls School is going to be playing a Hurricane basketball team tonight in Miami, 7:30. Eddie K follows that excitement, and Joe and Mark overnight. Have you ever tasted one of those meal replacements? Fe, as they say in China. Fooey. Check out how much sugar they got. Now there's a product that tastes great, and it's sugar-free. Enterex Diabetic is truly the best-tasting meal replacement drink ever formulated for people with diabetes and those looking for a reduced sugar intake. In fact, you still, I hope, have mine down there. I hope.
Yeah, it's around.
Yeah, I bet it won't last long. Put it away in a corner. That's good stuff. I had plenty of it when I was down there. It's delicious. It's sweetened with Splenda brand sucralose, so there's no nasty aftertaste you get like with those drinks that use saccharin or aspartame. Enterex Diabetic is a complete balanced nutritional supplement that provides fiber and antioxidants, yet it's low in saturated fat and cholesterol. In other words, lots of good stuff, no crap. Enterex Diabetic is also gluten and lactose free. An 8-ounce can provides 237 calories of deliciously healthy nutrition that's internationally recommended by doctors and dietitians, and it tastes great. Don't sacrifice proper nutrition when you're short on time. Try Enterex Diabetic once. You'll never go back to whatever other crap you used before. The makers of Enterex Diabetic are so sure you'll love it, they're giving away free samples just for the asking. What's not to like? Go to their website, www.enterexdiabetic.com. That's ENTEREX, diabetic.com. All one word, enterexdiabetic.com. Or call toll-free 1-866-368-3739 and tell them that Neil told you to call for the delicious one free. 1-866-368-3739.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Well, it's Scott Burrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool, I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hour. I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hour.
After years of failed attempted mergers with cable news channels, Disney-owned ABC has decided to launch their own 24-hour news channel. Here's what it may sound like.
Good evening. This is M. Mouse reporting from Orlando. Our top story this evening: 9 people were injured when they fell off the... Whoop! Better give me something else. In other news, 4,000 people experienced explosive diarrhea and vomiting while disembarking the... Whoop! Better go over to sports. Here's Goofy.
Gosh, Wick, I've got nothing. Back to you.
Okay, then. Good job there, Rain Man. Let's check the national weather picture. Standing by in the ABC Weather Center. Here is Uncle Remus.
Back together, boss.
Do the weather. Do the weather.
How was your vacation, boss?
I don't want to do any weather dumb dancer. Give me the fracas.
You know, last...
I'm sorry. We don't take you live to Iraq and special correspondent Donald Duck. Donald, can you hear me? I can't understand you, Donald. I think we're having some problems with the satellite. Can you be more clear? I'm not getting it, Donald. No, still don't have you. What the duck is going on, Remus?
I can't understand a word he's saying. Anyway, you want more weather, boss?
Go ahead, hurry up.
There's a storm coming in Orlando. It looks like the weekend am shot.
The weekend am shot?
That's what I said, boss.
We'll have more news after this.
All right. 103 at 560 WQM. It just keeps getting better, the stuff you're sending me.
Yeah.
This is this thing that Arthur was probably trying to fax before. And he emailed it to you because it's from a guy named Arthur.
Right. Correct.
Thanks, Arthur, and we take back whatever George said before, but it didn't work on a fax machine. Number 6 of Mad Magazine's 20 Dumbest People, Events, and Things in 2003. It's the George W. Bush G.I. Joke action figure.
Oh!
It's a beautiful thing. You really have to see it. Maybe we can pop that on our website.
Will. Of course, I sent it to Eric at the same time that I sent it to you.
And, of course, it'll be on there. Along with that, the Mo, I got to
Mo
see
for
that
your money.
again. Oh, that alone should be worth taking a puke at what we got on there today. Oh, man. There it is in all its glory. The President Mo Bush. The commander in chimp. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hi, this is Tom for Neil.
Yes, Tom.
Yes.
This is Neil for Tom.
Neil, just wanted to talk a little more about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, sir.
What do you think, or did they publish what his approximate net worth was, or is?
His net worth?
Yes.
Millions and millions.
Million?
I don't know. I don't have a number. Many, many millions.
All right.
Keep in mind, a lot of that's from his movies, and a lot of that's from the Kennedy clan too.
All right. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Hasn't it been your experience that guys with net worths like this are pretty smart guys?
You mean like Sly Stallone?
Well, yeah. I mean, anybody that basically came from nothing and to create a 50, 60, 70 million.
Yeah, but wait a minute. How did he get there? Through a bunch of cheap porno movies and through all that sleaze he went through in the 70s and 80s? You're making it sound like he built some fantastic business empire, like some tremendous ingenuity. He was a muscle-bound freak.
Well, but he's elevated himself.
Yeah,
and
sir.
also,
What are you trying to tell me, sir? That he's a genius?
No, what I'm trying to tell you is that he has also surrounded himself with some very smart business people.
A bunch of really dangerous people like George Schultz. That's correct. Good point, sir. Dangerous. 5670560, pound 5. I mean, as soon as anybody saw George Schultz running up to the podium with him, they should say, uh-oh, let's all run. Something really stinks here. It's Bush 1 all over again. Isn't it amazing how all these Reagan and Bush people, all these characters, cast the characters have all come back again. It's like Hermann Goering and Heinrich Himmler and Joseph Goebbels and Rudolf Hess. They all came back for a little, and maybe even Dr. Mengele, too, a.k.a. Tommy Thompson. He drank water out of the creek. So if you ever have a problem like with a crick in your neck, just call Cheesehead Tommy Thompson. He'll straighten you out. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Getting some great calls today. Oh! Just the kind we like. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't like him. I think he's an awful man. He's terrible. He's a Nazi bastard. He's a Jew bastard.
Yeah.
He's not Jewish. I'm Jewish.
WQAM, hello.
Yes, hi. Want to speak to Neil?
Speaking.
Hey, Neil. Hey, my name is Rich. I was just listening to the guy about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I thought, well, maybe you should mention Anna Nicole Smith. For anybody who's amounted such a fortune about
started with
intelligence.
nothing.
Right. That's right. She started with nothing. Of course, she took somebody else's money, and then she made a fortune with it, but what can I tell you?
Absolutely. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up to you.
Well, when I think about her, there's one thought that comes to mind. That's it. Have a great day, Pally.
You too, buddy.
See you in California. See you in Sacramento. Actually, I like Sacramento. It's a beautiful city. Very hot, and it's dry heat, but not as dry as like in Vegas.
Oh, God.
Oh, man, Vegas, it's so dry. And you touch, like you go down the banister in the hotel.
Slide
like
down the banister.
Everything metal you turn, it's like all that static electricity, like popping and puking and like that. That's okay. Vegas is fine. I'm done with it, though. I'm done. Bye, done. I don't think I'll ever go back. Just one of them things. I just made enough of a contribution. In fact, I think they built 2 of the new casinos with my contribution, and I hope they have a good time. It's fine. In fact, it's so much fun that even the suicide hijackers went there. They were having like meetings in Vegas. What a bunch of hypocrites, huh? They were going to like titty bars and Vegas, and I don't know if they were gambling out there, what they were doing, but
I'm sure they were.
I mean, I just don't get it. Of course, the fact is, when you're dealing with crazy people, they'll try to rationalize.
Oh, let's see what they were about to do would make up for all of that.
You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with crazy people, they'll rationalize.
Absolutely.
Right. He knows. WQAM.
Pathetic old man.
Is he talking about Mo again?
Absolutely.
Damn it. That must have been Mr. Ego doing a voice. WQAM, hello. WQAM.
Neil,
Line uno, yes, sir.
there's only 2 truths in the world.
Yes.
You can't win with a black quarterback, and the Holocaust never happened.
There you go. WQAM, hello. And Rush is on right now, too. That must be Rush Jr. QAM. What is it? What?
Steve? Steve, it seems there's a great deal of paranoia on your station today.
Yes.
It's Reverend Jones.
It is Reverend Jones.
But Reverend Jones, I don't know if you keep saying it's Reverend.
It's Reverend Jones. It's Reverend Jones. It's Reverend freaking Jones with a really bad Jamaican accent, man. Go eat some of that spotted mold. WQAM.
Next year, this team will be out for some kind of vengeance.
All right. I like it. All right. There's the best call of the whole year, man. The year is almost over, but I told you we'd get a good one before the year was out. There's the best call of the century.
Ooh, let's
right?
go home.
Absolutely correct, sir.
Right. See, I'm telling you, we're never going to, Josh will be happy to hear this, we're not screening calls no more. I like the screenless. Huh?
What's the point?
Yeah. Because, first of all, anybody with a half a brain ain't going to hold on for half an hour anyway. But this way, it's like a quick, maybe you'll get in, maybe you won't, like Russian roulette a little bit. Like some of the callers, like Reverend Jones and the other guy ought to play, but nevertheless. Now, Reverend Jones is okay. You just have a bug up your ass about him.
Yeah, that's it.
WQAM. QAM.
When the Fourth Reich takes over?
Yeah. I think you ought to go have a fifth. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you, because I tried to get a hold of you for 2 weeks, man. Did you
Here I am.
Did you get to see the special on Johnny Depp on ETV?
No, I did not. I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah, I tried to get a hold of you. It was on a week ago Sunday, and then they repeated on Saturday or Sunday afternoon.
Oh,
but I'm sure it'll be popping on again.
So
all right, I'm out of stuff.
What was the upshot? What was the,
it just showed him from when he started and to the point where he is now. Just, if you're into Johnny Depp, you like looking at him.
I'm into Johnny Depp, heavy duty. Okay, I'll keep my eye peeled for it. Thanks, Pally.
All right, Pally.
See ya, Pally. 322 votes. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean this morning? It was breathtaking.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It'll help Dean a lot, 139, 43.1%. It'll make no difference, 72, 20.3%. Say no difference. 22.3. I don't care. I'm for Bush. 51, 15.8% for Bush. It guarantees the nomination for Dean, 42. It wraps it up like putting a big bow on it, like a Hanukkah Christmas present all in one. A holiday present, 42. It'll actually hurt Dean. 16 silly people, 5.5% voted that out of 322. It'll hurt him. Wouldn't you think?
No.
Because a lot of people don't like Al Gore. Like that guy said before, it'll hurt him. Right, Al?
Thank you very much.
12 minutes after 1 at 560 WQM. It's that time of the year again. You got guests traipsing all over your carpeting. If maybe you didn't call Dry Concepts before the holidays, certainly once the new year comes and goes at that point, pick up that phone and give them a call. And when you do call, be sure and ask them about how you can get on their standby list, which saves you 15% off the regular price of the job, which is already so reasonable you'll be amazed. And don't forget, Dry Concepts do that amazing job on your floor, dry cleaning your carpets, makes them look just like brand new, and they give you a written guaranteed price up front before they even start the job. I've been using them in my house for over 20 years, and even when I had my 2 dogs, every time they'd show up, it would look like I had brand new carpeting laid right on the floor. They'll do exactly the same for you. Your carpeting, your furniture, all your good stuff, your area rugs. Nobody does it like Dry Concepts. Call them today, toll-free, and you'll just be amazed at how they can make even the schmutziest-looking carpets look like it's just brand new. Call 1-800-248-5071. 1-800-248-5071, or look them up on their web at dryconcepts.com. Get everything looking spiffy after the holidays with our friends at Dry Concepts.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Jumped in a taxi cab, I said, driver, Central Park. He looked at me so quizzically, I could tell he was in the dark. So I acted out my park charade, and with my arms the trees I made. Nobody speaks English anymore.
Incredible.
I went down to Miami Beach where the weather is nice and sunny. I walked into a liquor store, but the guy there talks real funny. I asked him for a pint of old Jim Beam. He says, "No entiendo." What does that mean? Nobody speaks English anymore. At the corner deli. Hell, I think I'm in Pakistan. Speak English, smelly. Or you can go back to Iran. I came here many years ago, learned my ABCs. I don't say muchas gracias. I say pretty please. So get yourself to a classroom quick. You're in America now. Stop making me sick. Nobody speaks English anymore.
118 at 560 WQM. Jew Lieberman's a little PO'd.
Oh, yeah.
You ready for that?
Oh, I think this is
Associated Press, Senator Jew Lieberman said today he was caught completely off guard by the revelation that former Vice President Al Gore was endorsing Lieberman rival Howard Dean for the Democratic presidential nomination. How do you like that?
I'm really proud and happy to be here.
I was surprised Lieberman acknowledged in a nationally broadcast interview, but he said, "I'm more determined than ever to fight for what I believe is right for my party and my country." In other words, far right. Asked on NBC's Today program about whether he felt betrayed by Gore, who chose him as his 2000 campaign running mate, Lieberman said, "I'm not going to talk about Al Gore's sense of loyalty this morning. I'll tell you, I'll always remain grateful to Gore for choosing me for the vice presidential nod," Lieberman be saying. He said, "Kaxachois." Reminded that he declined to announce his campaign for the 2004 nomination until Gore had made his own decision about running, Lieberman said, "I did what I thought was right. I couldn't run against the guy who gave me a chance to run for vice president." Lieberman spoke a little over an hour before Gore, appearing with Dean in Harlem, formally announced he was supporting the Vermont governor. Yada, yada. There you go. He's a little PO'd. He's a little bent out of shape. Too bad. We can't stand you, Jew Lieberman. You make us sick to our stomachs. Up your nose with a rubber hose, okay? Maybe you can borrow Moe's.
Absolutely.
Moe's hose?
Moe's hose, nose, and blows. 56700. Oh, speaking of that, godfather of funk, George Clinton arrested and charged with cocaine possession.
No.
You know George Clinton?
Sure, good friends.
No kin to Bubba. Tallahassee funk music pioneer George Clinton was arrested and charged with drug possession after allegedly telling an officer he had cocaine in his pocket, which is always a real good idea. Clinton of Tallahassee was arrested Saturday and bonded out of jail over the weekend, according to jail officials who wouldn't release no further information. Clinton, 63, who headed the funk bands Parliament and Funkadelic, and the collaboration later known as P-Funk in the 70s and 80s, is considered a father of the genre. In 83, Clinton's solo record Atomic Dog hit #1 on the R&B charts. Remember the Atomic Dog?
Yes.
I don't. How'd it go? Whistle a few bars.
Oh, I need a bass line for that.
Tallahassee police said an officer noticed a man sitting by himself in the passenger seat of a car in a gas station parking lot about 2 o'clock Saturday morning, approached to talk to him. When the officer got to the car, the man, later determined to be Clinton, tried to hide the knife he was holding, dropping it between the seats. He started to reach into his pocket. The officer asked him if he had anything in his pocket that might be dangerous. He said, "I got a little cocaine. I got a little blow in my pocket." And that was the end of that. But he'll be all right. He's the father of funk.
Right on.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. This audience whipped up into a psychotic frenzy about Howard Dean's endorsement from Al Gore. Here's the poll. What's your take on Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean? It'll help Dean a lot. 146, 42.4% out of 344 votes. It'll make no difference. 76, 22%. I don't care. I'm for Bush. 56, 16.2%. Clowns. It guarantees the nomination for Dean. It wraps it all up. 46, 13.3%. It'll actually hurt Dean. 5.8% say it'll hurt the Deanmeister. Ready for that? Goes to show you. WQM line 1 is working. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good afternoon.
What's up?
I was actually up in Orlando at the convention this weekend. Just for Saturday I went. And out of all the, Gephardt, Sharpton, and Mosley Braun weren't there, but out of the rest of them, Joe had the smallest, quietest, most insignificant following you've ever wanted to see.
Right.
Even from the blue hairs from Palm Beach for Joe.
Oi! Well, that reminds me of an article we had on about a month or two ago about the Chicago, the Joe Lieberman fan club or whatever they were calling it, and it was like a website. It had like 8 members nationwide.
Joke.
Yeah.
Neil, let me tell you, Dean is coming down to Miami on Saturday. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did know that. Kathy, she wants my $50 for it.
Oh, right.
Text me earlier, yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Let me tell you something, Neil. Saturday was I just went Saturday, but to be able, listen, Terry followed by Clark and then Dean, and just being amongst some civilized people, the glimmer of hope was glimmering. And I think actually there's no way the people who might say that Gore would hurt, they weren't going to vote for Dean anyway.
Right.
I think he could only help.
How could it not?
Exactly.
He gave him like a fantastic send-off, man.
Right on. All right, Neil, keep up the good work. I love you.
Tell Howard I'm voting for him 20, 30 times.
Shalom.
Okay. Arrivederci.
Absolutely.
No, not you, Howard. So anyway, here's Kathy's fax again, so she didn't get all bent out of shape, and we got plenty of time all week long to promote it. Howard Dean will be in Miami this Saturday. He will not be appearing at No Jewish Delis like Wesley Clark, though, I don't think. Do you? He will not be appearing at the Rascal House, the Deli, then any of these things. I still don't care what that's all about. I guess he's trying to appeal to the old Jews. Wes Clark. The fundraiser is $50, and you can go to this website, DeanForAmerica/Blues. Okay? And click on Kathy Linkus. Linkus?
That is.
I wonder if her grandfather's name was Pincus. Kathy Linkus to be counted under her invitation. And then Kathy goes on to say...
Loan me $50.
Yeah. What does that mean? I'm promoting it for her, Kathy. Back off, honey.
Loan me $50.
I won't read it again. Not that I wouldn't donate the $50 for Dean for the cause, but I ain't going to be there. Okay, Kathy, you got it?
No.
Plus, we don't get any women callers on the screen, so we don't have to beg for them anymore, right? What's the point? We had that one woman with that silly thing, that silly spy report. See, when I get out of that kind of stuff, it's like overgrown children, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a throwback to that old time, that topical talk. Well, Alan Burke said this about you, and David Gold said this about Mr. Ego. It's so freaking childish. So what did Mo say?
I don't know.
5, 6, 7. I don't know because we don't listen. Does anybody else listen? No. And how could he not have any material? My God. He just hasn't caught on yet. The town loves after a loss. That's when they like moaning and groaning and bitching and carrying on and hoping that the coach gets fired and burned on a stake. WQAM.
Neil,
yes,
get your
sir.
flu shot?
No.
Well, the media tells you if you don't, you're going to get killed.
Well, I didn't get my flu shot. Did you?
Yes, I did.
Well, congratulations, sucker. I don't have no flu, okay? I'm not going to get flu or SARS or any of these things. I'm as healthy as a hoss. How do you like that? That's what they said on Bonanza. That old fart is as healthy as a hoss. By the way, Haas is dead.
Yeah, he is.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, can I ask you a question about your radio station, if I could change the subject for a second?
About our radio station?
About your radio station.
Go ahead.
Like with Howard David, if the radio station doesn't renew his contract, does he get pulled off the Dolphin broadcast, or did the Dolphin?
First of all, he's got 2 more years on his contract. That's number one. And number 2, his Dolphin contract's completely separate. It's a separate deal.
Oh, I see. Swanstead and Fiedler, folks.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Oh, Jay Fiedler will be long gone in 2 years. You kidding me? He won't be around no mo. Won't see him no mo. I hate to break the news. You have to find a new boyfriend in a couple of years, Mo, because there won't be no Jay Fiedler. No chance. Long gone. They won't even take him to CFL. Won't see him no mo. Even George knows that. WQAM.
No mo. No mo.
Oh. Oh, see, what he's supposed to sing is no mo, homo. That's what he's supposed to be singing. You just don't get it. Don't you love the way see, the guy already called. I always love that, you know. But evidently he was so impressed by what he heard just before. It was so much obviously better than his material that he just did the old parrot routine, which we like.
He wanted to do an echo.
Yeah. 1:26. The Mad Dog coming up at 2 with more excuses, more alibis, more, you know, that stuff, which we love. Mad Dog does it better than anybody. In fact, you know what? I haven't played all day today, and I apologize profusely. I should be playing this air on every break. I said that yesterday, and it's your fault. I cannot play it.
Hey!
Oh.
Stench of cow manure hovers over this performance by the Dolphins.
Absolutely.
You bet. I love it. Hey, listen, if there's one thing nobody likes, it's that bald spot.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is pathetic. Male pattern baldness is one of God's little silly games that he plays on men. And believe you me, most guys, look at poor Tom Brady. He's got a big hole in it, and his head too. Everybody gets that bald spot sooner or later, and if you don't want to walk around looking like your hair is in the sink or in the toilet or somewhere on the ground, and you'd like to have a full head of hair, so you get like maybe a head in life, or like a little head. Charles Alfieri is the guy you want to talk to. Everybody and their brother now, it seems like, especially on this radio station, we hear about 50 million different spots every day. This one's petting of this system, and this one wants you to put the holes in the head with the blood dripping down your forehead. Forget about that. The only thing that really works is the natural hairline system, because the key is, does it look like real hair? And the answer is, yes, it does, like it's growing out of your scalp, as opposed to that barnyard animal that crawled up on your head and died a wicked death. And you have nothing to lose but your shiny bald spot, because like I always tell you, everybody gets Charlie's 30-day
About 30, man.
guarantee. If you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells after 30 days, if you're not getting more action than you ever dreamed in your life, then just return it for a full refund and get your money back. And speaking of cash, mention Neil Rogers when you call. Get an extra $200 off the already reasonable price of Charlie's natural hairline system. So it's up to you guys. If you want your hair back and looking great and younger than you ever dreamed you could again, this is the smart way to do it. Call Charles Alfieri in Fort Lauderdale. Toll free, 1-800-321-2413. 1-800-321-2413, or look them up on that web at charlesalfieri.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
That's not good, it's great. Don't miss this season's newest holiday special. Oy vey, Charlie Brown. It's not pronounced Chanukah.
What kind of crazy pitchfork is that?
That's not a pitchfork, you putz, Charlie Brown. That's a menorah.
Oy vey.
You'll love all the Peanuts characters in this soon-to-be Jewish holiday classic.
Linus, can I play with your dreidel? Only if I can have a bite of your kishka.
I just don't understand all of this talk about Chanukah.
Oy vey, Charlie Brown. It's not pronounced Chanukah, it's Hanukkah.
Sponsored in part by Goldberg's Baked Goods. Oy!
132, not you, Hank. 132 at 560 WQM. $45,045. Let's get with it. For Chanukah and Christmas, it would make a great Christmas or holiday gift.
And Kwanzaa.
Jew gift. Right, and for Kwanzaa. And for New Year's, the Best of Neil CD, 2003, 2004. And also, of course, the world famous, everybody's got to have one of these, so that when we bury them, it might be worth something. The Mo Howard David keychain, and we got the mugs and all kinds of good crap on our website. But anyway, we'll have a van hit with Scott Jr. tomorrow. It'll be a hoot just to go out and take a look at him. He'll be all red in the face. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, that no matter what the weather is, or they're inside or outside, he'll be all red in the puss. And you'll say, hey, what are you? And he'll say, I don't know. And you just kind of like look at him, and he'll be staring up into space, thinking like he's a moon watcher or something. Anyway, 11 to 2, it'll be somewhere. We'll tell you where in the morning. Because we got to get over that 50 grand mark, and today's already numbered December 9. Let's get with it. Let's get with it for Abandoned Pet Rescue. Oh, and speaking of that, I haven't played a thing about the cats yet.
No, you haven't.
From the director of Cat in the Hat.
The fish is talking.
It's Cat in the Microwave.
What's for dinner?
Here it is.
Smells great.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Binky?
I don't know.
Here, kitty, kitty. Here, Binky. Is that rabbit?
Nope, not rabbit. It's a deformed chicken.
Oh.
Cat in the Microwave.
Why is there a pet collar on the deformed chicken?
It's Binky.
Gross.
Awkward.
133 at 560 WQM. Now, what about that? Because CNN had their banner headline on their website, too. Dow hits 10,000.
Yeah.
Is the Dow over 10,000 now?
Let me check.
Huh? Well, I'm on CNBC right on the gambling channel. They're busy in a spot.
No.
So they got all that. Huh?
No.
No, 99.72. It's only up 7.5 points. 99.72. So it's about 20. And the Nasdaq's down 15. I mean, let's get it right. Let's stop trying to whip everybody up, because that's what they're dutifully doing, because, of course, CNBC and all the NBC, MSNBC, which nobody watches, all owned by General Electric. So they're all just sucking heavy duty because all of these people, Boeing and all of the others, they all want the big contracts. They all want the, and I got a great story on there about the FCC rulings too on our website today. I just mentioned that in passing.
Okay.
Too long for airtime. WQAM.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have the wrong number.
That was great.
Love it.
She has the wrong number.
I'll say.
Yeah. You got the wrong number, all right, honey. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. I'm thinking, there's our second lady of the day. Maybe here's somebody who's got something to say, huh? About Al Gore and Howard Dean. Remember all the women, especially the ones from Palm Beach County, they were fetching back in 2000 when we went on weeks and weeks counting the Chads, and they were all whipped up into a frenzy. Where the hell are they now? Now that their sons and brothers and cousins and everybody's dying over there in Iraq, where the hell are they now? Like that. Oh, that's right. They're busy shopping. I forgot. They're rapping. They're putting the bows and they're spinning the dreidels and they're potchking around. I forgot about that. Sorry. WQAM line 1 is working. Hello.
Howard Dean, the Sausage King. Jay.
WQAM. Hello.
Atomic Dog.
Oh, that's it. Excellent.
I looked for it. I can't find my copy.
You're
That's
hired.
the song. I think.
Thanks.
It is.
All
She nailed it. Snoop,
That's the one. Thank you, sweetheart. She got the
older
older time. See, I told you that women are the best callers, didn't I?
Right.
But we only get one every 6 months, so we can't have everything. Now I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Hated it. 5670560. By the way, he's still alive. Not like he died or nothing, okay? He just blows a little bit. A lot of us can relate to that. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. We're doing Screamless from now for 3 years. You do realize that after the first of the year, it's the three-year countdown.
Wow.
And when you take out like vacations and holidays and weekends and Tisha B'Av, it's more like less than 2.5 years. Not that I'm counting, you understand, like somebody on Alcatraz. It's starting to get really promising. WQM, hello.
Hello, Neil. How are you?
Pretty damn good.
I'm coming out of the Keys. I enjoy the keychain. My kids love the CD. I cannot take Howard Dave anymore. I love Goldie. Can we just get him fired?
Please. Try to get everybody else fired. Maybe it's our turn to work on him now.
Come on, he's terrible.
He's got the naked pictures, though. That's why he's still there.
Where's this day off crap after a flight late? He needs, like, his duty rest or something?
Hey, even when there's a local game, if it's a late game, like the previous game, the Washington game, he had a right.
I wish I had his schedule. I'd be loving life. Have a great day.
And you too. How'd you like my schedule? 5, 6, 7. When it comes to schedules, nobody beats even the Mad Dog and the Humper, although I taught them very well. See, I'm not going to knock anybody for not showing up. In fact, when he doesn't show up to Molemeister, it's probably like a plus for the audience.
Absolutely.
Right? If we didn't have that squeaky one on there all by himself. Geldy, you're not a bad guy. You're okay. I understand you're under a lot of duress. But and I know you're Joe Rose's bunk butt buddy, but how he ever got on the air, I think I just said it. I mean, isn't it amazing to you? You know what I mean? I mean, Geldy's, he's okay. And like I said, got a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. WQAM, hello.
And now, a special report from South Florida.
Excellent.
That was good. That was good as we export. A little on the weak side, but it was good. Keep working on it, Pally. As we export, it's got to be more like that. As we send northward all the way across Lake Ontario, right into the bowels of Toronto, baby. You can smell it. I can feel it. I feel your pain. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Am I on the air?
Yes, you are. Do you have the right number? It's not a wrong number, is it?
No, it's not a wrong number. I love you guys. I don't know how more women don't call you.
Oh, they're busy getting laid.
I think you guys are so entertaining, and I love listening to you. And I
thanks, sweetheart. Have a happy non-denominational holiday.
Thank you very much. You too. Happy holidays to everyone.
Thanks. Now, wasn't she nice? Now, see, we need a lot more. How many more like that?
About 30, man.
Every day. See, because the women are usually pretty pleasant, right?
I'm kvelling over here.
Not always. We have a couple of real wingnuts out there, nutcases. But generally speaking, for whatever reason, now every time I say that, then we get some miserable bitch. But she was nice. Thanks, sweetheart. You brightened up our day, everybody's day, okay? Right. And now, in fact, everybody's going to go out and get laid before 3 o'clock. 22 till 2. Speaking of that, It is a wonderful time of the year, especially when you are getting laid. But the problem with the traffic and the crowded malls, the long lines at the registers, the parking hassles in South Florida, people blow your brains out if you take their parking spots. So you better watch out. You better not pout. Make your gift giving a little easier this year for you and the loved ones. A gift certificate from our friends at Dollar Mattress. Call them right now at 1-800-MATTRESS and give the gift they'll be thanking you for year in and year out. Dollar Mattress has got gift certificates in any denomination. And a brand new bed for the master bedroom makes a perfect gift you'll both enjoy for years to come. At Dollar Mattress, no phony promises, no bait and swish, just great unbeatable discount prices every day on the brand names you know and trust and love, now including Stearns and Old Bananas Foster. That's right, Dollar Mattress has got the lowest guaranteed prices on Stearns and Foster Hewitt. When you call Dollar Mattress at 1-800-MATTRESS, you still have that amazing delivery deal. Nobody else can even touch it. You pick the time for delivery, like any 2-hour window, any day of the week, 7 days between 8 in the morning and 10 at night, and they show up on time, like between 3 and 5 in the afternoon when you're going to be home, 2 and 4, noon and 2, 10:30 to 12:30, 1:47 to 3:47, etc. And they'll be there. Honest Sales practices fantastic service, everyday low prices, same-day delivery, and free setup and removal. It's easy to see all of these things why Dollar Mattress is ranked the best in the universe in customer satisfaction. So for amazing service and fantastic goods, no rip-offs, do the smart thing, like more and more folks at QM are doing too. Too bad Pharrell didn't stick around to at least get his mattress. Call Dollar Mattress today at 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRES. Online, it's mattress.com. Happy holidays from all the good folks at Dial a Mattress.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Baby, come play with these titties.
This is where I work. There is never a dull moment at Walmart.
I love working at Walmart.
We stay at Walmart way after our shifts are over, partly because we love it, but mostly because they lock us in.
It's more than a store. It's a fun place to visit.
The best thing about being on the Walmart team is not having all those forms and papers that workers with health benefits have to worry about.
You never know what you're going to find at Walmart.
We just come in for the fun of it.
The immigrants are the best at Walmart. They clean our toilets practically for free.
At Walmart, I don't need no stinking green card.
We don't need no vouchers. I don't have to show you any stinking vouchers.
It's like my morning routine. Drink coffee and wake up at Walmart.
All right.
144. There's a little birthday gift for you, George.
Thank you.
And, of course, the other one will be in the mail this afternoon. From here, though, it might take a few months.
Whatever.
5670560, pound 560. Well, I got some good crap up here. I'll tell you that. Good Schmidt. I'll send George a brick.
All right. It's about time.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. We have 395 vote on that poll. There's, what's his name? Rumsfeld Gehring. You know, he's looking more and more like Hermann Goering every day, you know what?
Sure.
If he would take them, in fact, I think it's a disguise. I think if he took the glasses off, he would be Hermann Goering. Make no mistake about it. Because he's porking up real big time, and he looks just like him. He's starting to, when he puts on that military outfit, he's Goose Stepper. Man. What's your take on Al Gore? And by the way, if you were sleeping in today, Al Gore endorsed Howard Dean for president, right here on the air.
With you.
Come on, Al. Reach up a little, sweetheart.
It's great to be back in Harlem. We shot basketball together one of the last times I was here.
All right.
Howard Dean and I are traveling from here to Iowa, and I'm going to make a more extensive speech at Cedar Rapids a little bit later today.
I sure hope so. That was good. I'm not going to play it again. Anyway, 175 say Al Gore's endorsement of Howard Dean. 175 say it'll help him a lot. 44%. A lot. It'll make no difference. 84, 21.1%. I don't care. You know, and those 21% aren't for Dean anyway. You see?
Right.
I don't care. I'm for Bush, who certainly aren't for Dean. 66, 16.5%. Just a little tad below what it usually is in this crowd. And, of course, that's because Rush is probably on right now, you think?
Yes.
Yeah. It guarantees the nomination for Dean. It sews it up, locks it up, puts it in the old lockbox, as Al would say. 50, 12.5%. It'll actually hurt Dean. 23, 5.7% of the very confused public out there in Radio Land. It'll hurt him. Right. Oh, line 9's ringing again. Don't you love it?
Get it. Get it.
It's the best. WQAM.
Ay, papi, let me touch it.
I told you.
What?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. WQAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got a spy report of Mo this weekend on the broadcast from the Dolphins game. He took a shot at Joe Rose. When Jamie Neal's helmet fell out, he said, wow, Mad Dog said, oh, he's got a tight helmet. And he says, well, maybe he should take one of Joe Rose's old helmets.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, man.
What is wrong with Mo anyway?
He's got a big heart on.
Yeah, that's the problem.
From Howard from Boca.
Thanks for the great call, Pally. And whatever you do, say goodbye to
Howard from Boca.
Permanently. I might just have to play that call again. Nah, not today. I'll do it tomorrow. You should play it every day.
That's good.
Joe Rose hates you, Mo. Make no mistake about it. See, one thing about Joe, he doesn't pull any punches.
Nope.
Joe Rose is not going to beat around the bush. He's got the job at NBC6. He doesn't really need the radio gig, although we're ecstatic to have him back, trust me. But the fact of the matter is, he just doesn't beat around the bush. He'll tell it like it is. If he hates somebody, he'll tell you. And he hates you like poison, Mo. He don't want nothing to do with you. He don't want to see you. The Beast already reported that it's as icy as the North Pole in there at the 8 o'clock turnover in the morning when he's going out and Joe is coming in. Said there's actually like frost on the windows. It might be 85 on the outside, but it's like 20 below zero on the inside. It's bad. There's a chill in the air. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. He hates you, Mo. And Mo didn't show. Mo was a no-show for the Christmas party last night, and just like the ratings party. And you want to know why? At least I'll give him credit for that. He understands that everybody in the building hates him like poison.
Absolutely.
So why would you show up for a gathering, for a festive event, when you know that nobody there is going to be your friend? It's always going to be a bunch of people around you who hate you, who are saying horrible things about you and your hairpiece and your checkered pants and your colostomy bag and all the other good stuff, right?
He showed up last year.
Yeah, but he's a little slow on the uptake. He'd only been there a few months by then. And at that time, he was only blaming you and I.
That's right. It was
you and me.
us.
Right. It was only us. Now, of course, it must be all of our fault that we talked everybody else into it, right? No, I don't think so.
You know, last year he showed up with his fancy piece, and he went from table to table greeting and handshaking, but avoided our little corner table. Gave it a wide berth.
Was that just because he tried to get your ass fired? Is that it?
Nah, coincidence, I think.
And because anybody else associated with you must be one of the evildoers? That must be it.
No question.
Guess what? We hate you like poison, Mo.
Absolutely.
And your show sucks, too.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours.
And the Patriots are just lucky, Mo.
QAM.
Shut up, you big huss. Ginger Rogers takes a mouthful of the sausage and Jorge's pants. That pipe smoker and uncircumcised Cuban engage in a fatal dance.
I'm a homo?
I'm a cranky homophobe. Not that I mind it, but I'm way too old. I fantasize about being in bed in a tryst with Fiedler, my man friend. I'll kiss and make up with Ginger someday, and then ask him to rape my buns over and over again. Though I would not feel remorseful, and I would not be ashamed about a Ginger and Mo gay union, just boning and stroking away. Boy, tell me you're not my type. You sound like a 9-year-old kid. Only a macho, manly kind.
You don't notice me.
That makes me flip my wig. If Ginger was a lover of mine, I'd bury my bulbous, veiny nose inside his pimply rear end. No, I would not be a sport phone.
No!
If I was not a closeted fay. That's why a Ginger and Mo gay union would make me feel giddy and gay.
Everybody follow my bouncing balls.
Yeah, a Ginger and Mo gay union would make my sore old bony ass feel safe. If we had a Ginger and Mo gay union, then he wouldn't have to get me raped.
Absolutely.
155 at 560 WQAM. The Mad Dog is sitting by. He'll be along next, licking his wounds from Sunday and a game, too. George wants to apologize.
I apologize.
For correcting me. I make enough legitimate mistakes on my own without you creating ones for me.
Okay.
I make many mistakes. Usually one of them is like sitting my ass down here at 7:30 in the morning But Oregon voted for Gore, not for Bush, in 2000.
Not according to the map I had.
Well, I don't care what the map says. I'm reading it right here from CNN, and they don't make mistakes, mister. Democrat wins, and I got the list right here, okay? Oregon, 7 electoral votes. Are you looking at the right? Is the map?
Let me get back at it. Here
Oregon is like right south of Washington State,
yeah,
which you ought to know. Yeah.
It's
just between California. I beg your pardon?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
They got it No, because when you put the mouse over it, it gives you the breakdown.
Yes.
But it's colored in red, and then when you put the mouse over it, this box pops up, and it says Gore 719-165 and Bush 712-705.
Ooh, pretty close, 7,000 votes.
47% to 47%, but nevertheless, they've got it colored wrong on this map here.
Color me wrong. How do you like that? Now, whose website is that?
ABC?
What did I tell you? If you'll recall, back on that horrible day on 9/11/2001, if you'll recall, the president, boy, I sure wish we had that. But anyway, if you remember, on that day, ABC was hyperventilating. Peter Jennings was on there, who really blows, and we're ashamed that he's Canadian. Mike Myers is Canadian, there you go. But talking about how there was another plane hijacked in Seattle, which was a rumor, and of course it turned out not to be true, thank goodness. I mean, we had more than enough. But they were just all over the place, and so finally we put on, what did I put on the air? On MSNBC? Or CNN? No, I think we put on MSNBC, because they wanted us, of course, in the States to put on Channel 10, which is ABC, because we had that working agreement with them. And what does Don about stuff like that? We like Don, and we like Todd's Tungin. That's what Dwight Lauderdale said. He enjoys Todd's Tungin, especially on his rectum. Nevertheless. So what am I trying to say? Oh, ABC, don't trust him.
It's full of crap. No, I do recall.
So you look on their map. Now, CNN, which I grant you, is just horrible as far as on the air, but at least on their website they have some pretty interesting stuff, although they did have earlier, Dow hits 10,000, or no, they had Dow passes 10,000. Is it past 10,000 right now? I mean, if they want to keep changing it every couple of minutes, which they don't usually do, the Dow is 99.74. It's up 8.81. NASDAQ is down 16, almost 17 points, 19.32, which is a good year for FDR. But other than that, see what I'm saying? Catch my drift? So I have figured out how Howard Dean can win the election.
By running?
That would help. And by getting Gore's endorsement, which helped in all the unions. But no, I'm serious in talking about the electoral votes. When are we going to get over this thing with the electoral college, man?
Never.
Jesus freaking Christ.
I know when it starts benefiting the Democratic Party.
No, that's when we'll say, the Republican majority.
System,
and the guy that called in a couple of days ago, it's always that same old crap. Oh, yeah, we need a Democratic president and a Republican Congress. Right. So that we can have this gigantic, unbelievable, pork-filled budget that they passed yesterday, number one. And number two, so that every right-wing piece of legislation can get muscled through there, okay? And they'll have more than enough people to override a presidential veto by any Democrat. Right. That makes a lot of sense. No. Florida? I mean, Gore actually won it, so Dean needs to do that. I'm not saying he needs to win all of these, because he can actually lose like Iowa, maybe Illinois, maybe both. New Hampshire, he's going to win. He's going to sweep all of New England, including New Hampshire. Nevada, he'll win in Nevada. Tennessee, where Al Gore lost his home state. Tennessee is a possibility. The only state I see in the South besides Florida. And West Virginia, which frequently does go Democratic. Okay? If he goes in there and pays off enough people, enough of them cold people. You see what I'm saying?
Right, those cold people.
Those cold people in West Virginia.
Absolutely.
Mad Dog, who's pretty cold from his trip to New England on Sunday, is going to rehash and re-examine him. And I'll tell you one thing, boy, the Patriots sure have been lucky.
Bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
You just pound it silly, and then whatever comes out, you eat it.